So I mentioned this yesterday at our fellowship, Sunday morning fellowship. And if you were not there or didn't catch it live at rebuildingtheman.com, you can. A friend of mine sent me a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but some videos of human beings fighting one another around the world, and especially in white people country. And it was very, very interesting seeing that, because I know already and knew that you should lay your weapon down and no more fighting. And in reality, there is nothing to fight for. Really. The only time you may need to do physical fight is to protect your physical body. If someone is attacking you physically and you want to protect yourself from that, okay. But other than that, there's not one iota of a reason to fight for anything. There's not one iota of a reason to take sides for the left or the right, because when you do, all you have are two devils fighting. The devil's on the right and the devil's on the left. And no one wins. It's just two devils fighting. Or a bunch of devils on the right and a bunch of devils on the left. A bunch of devils in religion and a bunch of devils outside of religion. Devils fight. And devils love to fight. The devils love to fight inside your mind and emotions, and outside of you, inside of others. Isn't that amazing? And no one wins. And generation after generation goes by. They die off after a while. New generations start, and the fight continues. But what I realized is that our government, religious leaders, and social leaders, and whatever kind of leaders these people call themselves, they want you fighting. They would not have it any other way except that you fight one another. And as long as you're fighting one another, that gives them a cause to come up with new laws, a cause to make money, a cause to present themselves as your leader, your savior. They create the fight, and then when you start fighting, they come in and pretend to be saving you. And you're so blind, you don't even see what's going on. For an example, over in Europe, I believe that was Spain where all those illegal went into. Is that Spain, Nick? Yes. Spain, yeah. Thank you. Well, all those, they left the borders open, and all these Africans and illegals just came in by boats and everything and flooded the country. And now the country is a mess. And now the people of Spain, the citizens, are fighting with the illegals, and the illegals are fighting with the citizens. And the citizens are trying to protect their businesses and their homes and their areas there. And the illegals are fighting to destroy it. And you know what the government is doing? According to a report, they're planning on legalizing the illegals. They're not trying to protect the citizens of Spain. They want to legalize the illegals, and they want it because they want to do it because they want to vote. They want the votes. While the citizens fight, and neither side will win. They'll just be fighting forever, generation after generation, because The cultures don't match anyway. But according to one report, the president and his little wife went on a countryside vacation, driving around the country, according to the report. And but they set it up by allowing all these people to come in illegally, and now the citizens are fighting. And the citizens don't realize that there's nothing they can do about it unless they decide, you know what? Okay, Mr. Spain president, you let these people in, and then all the rest of the government that support it, we're just going to vote you out. We're not going to fight this time. We're going to vote you out and vote in men who will stand for the country and protect the country. Otherwise, all you're going to ever be doing is fighting, and no one wins. And you're getting a thrill from fighting because both sides think they're better and that they're right. And now they're fighting Spain. And the same thing in America. We have all these Somalians and other people in our country illegally and whatever. And now American citizens are fighting. But the government don't care. The government want you fighting because as long as you're fighting, you're not going to pay attention to what they're doing. That they're setting it up so you can fight and be distracted. While they vote in new laws that imprison the citizens of the country. Isn't that amazing? And then especially if you fight, they're going to automatically say you're a racist. You're a racist, they say. And they lock you up. And they protect the illegals. The government, both conservative and liberal government, they're both the same. They want power and they want wealth. And they don't care about the citizens. And the citizens don't know that because they're busy fighting one another. And if you notice, fighting one another doesn't make the illegals go back home. The only thing that will make them go back home is we get a government like Donald Trump. We have a story coming up where he finally took off this protection thing for the Somalians, and now they got to go. Protected status or whatever they call it. But you're fighting. The blacks and the whites are fighting. And the blacks and the whites have been fighting for over 70 years, ever since the so-called civil rights movement happened. It didn't solve anything. It didn't make it better. But they're still fighting. And while they're fighting, you have people like Jasmine, Maxine Waters, all these people who pretend that they're fighting for the blacks. Vote for me and I'll fight for you against racism, they say, which is an illusion anyway. In the same way the demons are fighting in your imagination and emotion, they're fighting inside of human beings, and the human beings get together and fight, and nothing changes. They fight for abortion and against abortion. And yet everybody and they mama, if you're black, or everybody and their mama are having abortions. Abortions haven't gotten better. Matter of fact, you can have it at this 9th month sometimes. It didn't get better. And generations died away fighting for the baby, unborn child. Margaret Sanger is long gone, and yet abortion is very much alive. And the people fight. They want you fighting. Your religious leaders, your government, they want you fighting. One religion is better than the next one. Our religion is right and yours is wrong, and so they fight. They fight. Human beings are evil. No love at all. And that's why they fight. They're blind and can't see. And then I saw another video that they sent me that somehow or another, and this is the dirtiest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. They show around the world that women females have been given permission to physically beat up men, to smack them in the head, side of the head, in the face, beat them around the world. And the man can't do anything about it. They could, but they won't, because they've been told if you fight the woman, you're going to jail, because you're bigger than the woman. You're stronger than the woman, than the female. And so the men are not fighting back. They're like allowing women to just beat up on them. Just think about that. They have laws that tell females you can pounce on a man anytime you want and get away with it, but the man cannot defend himself. They have told that to women who already hate men. And the man can't fight. Big, tall men, too, they can't fight back, because they passed laws that said a woman can assault you and do whatever she wants. You can't defend yourself. Think about that kind of law, and think about the hell that they bring out of women and the thrills that they get knowing that they can beat up on another human being and get away with it. Who would pass a law like that, and why? And the women are gone crazy with attacking men now. Their husbands, their sons, their boyfriends, and anyone else that they can get away with it. They pass laws like that, knowing that the nature of the woman is evil, and she get a thrill of not only destroying the man's children, but destroying the man. And she hate that she can beat up on him. They pass laws like that. Think about that. If that's not evil, I don't know what is. They have you fighting. You're fighting within, well, fighting against good, because you believe the lie of your imaginations, of your thoughts, and everybody fight. I saw some videos that was like mind blowing. Ain't no way I would let that happen to me. Ain't nothing on the planet would cause me to let anyone just beat up on me, male or female, and I'm not going to defend myself. If I'm going down defending myself. And that you can depend and never worry. Earth is not heaven, and man is not God. And everybody and their mama or their mama are fighting. And it's mind-blowing to see how the darkness covers the earth, and loud noise, loud sounds keep you away from God. And you suffer. It's bad in the whole wide world. It's not just in America. It's everywhere. Because evil is everywhere inside of human beings. God said, and I repeat, you cannot trust an angry person. An angry person, male or female, is an evil person. And there's no limit to what an angry person would not only do to you, but to themselves. Angry people would kill their own children. And then other angry people would come in and defend the accused killer of the children. I feel your pain. The killer is in all of us, they say. Can you see now what's happening inside of you as an individual is happening in the whole world? And only a few will find their way out, because most don't even want a way out. They love the thrills that they get from fighting. They're like, finally, I have an identity. I'm somebody. I'm a fighter. They say, men and women, you can overcome the world if you want. It's not going to be easy, but because the world does not want to let you go. If one person try to get away, the whole world will attack you, because it can't handle any light at all. If you don't agree with them, include your own family members, your mother, and sometimes even your father, if you don't agree with them, you become the enemy, because parents don't love their children. And women love to think they have love for the children. They have no love for no one. It's all about self. I'm telling you this because some people do want out. They want to be free right here on earth. And so they hear about, hey, I got to admit that I'm wrong, that my heart is evil, which is the hardest thing in the world for most people to do. I got to admit I'm wrong and go and forgive. But that's the hardest thing for the male or female to do. But those who are doing it, they're seeing what's going on now, and they're starting to overcome. Stay with it. So as a result of these, and thank you, my friend, for sending me those things. It's just crazy how crazy the world is. Grandpa tell me about the good old days, the world gone crazy. And every individual, male or female, think about this, and you'll get this. If you see it in yourself, you'll see it in others. Every human being think that what they think is right. Ain't no way it could be wrong. And if you come in with another kind of thinking or disagreeing with their thinking, you become a bitter enemy. And this is what's happening to all human beings. I am right, they say, and I'm going to fight for it. How dare you disagree with what I think is right? And then they fight. That is human nature. And human nature is evil. There's no love that can be love. You were created so that love can flow through you onto the world. But you don't want that. You love hate. People defend being angry. Oh, anger is a human emotion. There's nothing wrong with anger. Defending the devil, standing for the devil and calling him God. I'm a Christian. There's nothing wrong with being angry. I'm a Muslim. I'm a Catholic. I'm a whatever kind of religion. Orthodox. There's nothing wrong with anger. Satan has deceived you. Emotions are normal, they say. And yet, they won't even look around and see that their emotions have done nothing but destroy it. Everybody crazy that you touch. Your children are crazy. You're crazy. Husband and wife are crazy together. But you think emotions are normal. A spiritual battle, and human beings do not have love. Male nor female. And all human beings have hate. And they call that love. Because it feels like what they think love is, and what you think love is not love. Human beings are evil. And it doesn't matter the color, male or female. And I got proof. Look at how you often hear the so-called black leadership and others say, oh, black people, so forgiving. Black people love one another. Black people gone through hell, they stick together. And it's just not true at all. Black people treat each other worse than any other race treat each other. For an example, they kill one another. Even when they're young, they kill children, men and women, boys and girls. The crime is through the roof. And if you notice the black so-called leaders in those cities and towns, they don't care about the black crime at all. They rejoice because that means that more money is coming in. If the blacks had love, and if they had love, they wouldn't be doing that to each other. Black people treat each other worse than anybody. And they, especially if you disagree with them, oh no, the attack is furious. And then they treat other people the same way. We a while back we gave you a report from the I believe it was the FBI or something report. I forgot exactly who it was from. In 2024, I believe, we're looking it up now. The homicide rate just with black on black was through the roof from the CDC and the, I believe it was the FBI. I forgot. The Department of Justice or something. But nobody care about that because that's bringing money. When the blacks are killing, they say we need more programs, meaning we need more money. And who get the money? the politicians, the so-called leadership of the black community, of black people. Human beings, white people don't love one another either. Look how they treat each other. Mexican, nobody, human beings don't have love. They only have hate, and they call that love. Anyone that is angry and emotional, whether so-called good or bad emotion, is evil. We were put here on earth by God to love our enemy, to love one another, to love God, and to love one another. There's no love. Family members don't love each other. They lying. Look how they treat each other. And if one family member decide they want to step out of the family or just kind of be themselves, be an individual, that whole family will turn against you. Blood family, all races, not just blacks, but all races. They will turn against you because they have no love. No one can get away from evil, they say. But you could be free in the midst of the storm if you wanted to. So according to the FBI data and the CDC mortality record, 90% of black male homicide victims across the United States were killed by black men. 90%. Where's the love in that? They always complain about slavery. Slavery was lightweight compared to this. 90% black male homicide victims across the United States was killed by black men, with over 22,000 killings since the start of 2024, with zero attributed to white supremacy. White people had nothing to do with it, not even involved in it. Where's the outcry? The human heart is evil. The human heart, in order to be of good, it must be renewed. You got to drop your anger. You got to forgive. And it's going to get worse. I want to know why in the world, anywhere in the world, why would any man marry a lady who will not take his last name? She want to hold on to her last name, hyphenated or something, but she doesn't want to become your wife. The two of you become one. Why would any male put up with that? What's wrong with you? Because that the fact that you accept that you married a woman that will not take your last name, she's telling you already, I'm not going to obey you, and the marriage is going to be nothing but hell. You're just going to fight because you're not becoming one. You're still divided. She ain't going to obey you, and she already know you weak because you're accepting it. And women hate weak men. They hate you when you're weak and try to be strong, overcome the weakness, and then they hate you when you're weak. Why would you marry a woman that will not take your last name? Really, I really want to know why and how will the two become one if she doesn't take your last name? And God forbid you take hers. You don't have a chance. The Daily Warrior. This is from the Daily Warrior. A bride freaks out after being called by her new husband's last name. Really watch this from X. This is amazing, from X.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present the newly married couple, Mr. and Mrs. Brandon Key. Mr. Brandon Key and his wife, Regina Louie.
You're looking at a failed marriage already.
You did not tell me that.
I thought you knew.
You didn't tell me that.
I thought it was great.
Wow. See, that order is gone. God in Christ, Christ over man, man over woman. That is so amazing. I want to play that twice. That was so nice. I want to play it twice. Watch this lady react to the preacher saying Mr. and Mrs. She like, what? And then you can hear them walking out. I saw that the husband said, I didn't know you wanted that. I didn't know it. I didn't know. It's over. This is a marriage made in hell. And most marriages today are made in hell. They failed already. And ain't nothing you can do to make it work. Watch this from X.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present the newly married couple, Mr. and Mrs. Brandon Key. Mr. Brandon Key and his wife, Regina.
Look how evil she
Louis.
looks. And he all weak.
You did not tell me that.
I thought you knew.
You didn't tell me that.
I thought it was great.
They're already fighting. It's over. Now do you understand that it's only going to get worse and not better? The order is not in operation. And if the order is not working, nothing is going to work, folks. You can pretend and lie to yourself and whatever. It ain't going to work. Why not overcome evil and return to love and have paradise on earth as it is in heaven? It's amazing to me that the battle that we all fight is spiritual. It's not physical at all. Just think about that. And in the blindness, we think it's physical, but it's not. It's also amazing to me that there are no such things as problems. Problems does not exist at all. It may be your fault. Problems do not exist. Period. It's an illusion. Isn't that something? They do not exist. No such thing as problem. 1, 2, that's too amazing. Number 3, not one person on the planet. Not one. Unless they are truly working on themselves, men or women, male or female, and they are finally getting it. Not one person on the planet is happy. Nobody is happy. And to really see that, I was like, what the? I used to think that person with all the money was happy. I used to think that popular person, male or female, that socialite person or people were happy. I used to think that white person or white people were happy. I used to think that if you had a title, doctor, lawyer, pastor, bishop, pope, angel, whatever they call them, I used to think that they were happy. Young or old, not one person on the planet is happy. Isn't that like shocking, but amazing? And except for the few men and women who are starting to look in the right place for happen. Oh, another thing, I'm going on the list. Not one religious person is happy. It doesn't matter the religion. No religion. Not one person in a religion is happy. Not one. Not even the people that teach the religion. Young or old. Isn't that amazing? It doesn't matter the degrees that they have. Nobody is happy. Now, some people put on a fake show of happiness, but when they're alone, they cry. They cry. That is shocking, knowing that is real. That is so real. And it's so true. Not one. It doesn't have to be that way. You, if you want to, can place your feet on solid ground and have perfect peace. It's up to you. Most people don't want it, I understand, and that's fine. It's totally up to you. And what most people do not know, except for those men and women that are starting to work on themselves from within, and they're getting a glimpse that everything they ever thought or been taught has been wrong. You were taught from day one by your teacher as society, your parents, as society, to live a life of death and not a life of life. And all of your life, you've been suffering. and you're trying to deal with the suffering by draining misery upon yourself and other people, the thrills of hurting others. You're really thinking that that's life. Oh, I'm alive. I have an identity. I can hurt others, you say. And this is hell on earth. Earth is not heaven, and man is not God. Nobody's happy. And it doesn't matter what they have. It doesn't matter the degree. And all unhappy people are blaming someone else for their unhappiness. They don't know that it's all an illusion in their mind. And the last thing that most people, not all, but most, the last thing most people want to let go of is the imagination. Even though it's been said over and over and over, you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are not your own. Your thoughts are not even from the Creator that created you. You won't let it go. You still hold on to thoughts. You still get mad. You still get emotional. I get so emotional, baby, every time I think of you. Ain't that something what love can do? You get emotional. And it's going to get worse. For those men and women who do not look and live from within. You got to go inward and live from within. Because as long as you're living from without, you're just going to have a miserable life the rest of your life. Ain't nothing going to change at all. And it will be your fault. You've been told where to look and where to live. The kingdom of heaven is within. You've been told. Within. Love was right first and foremost, along with no one else or nothing else. And love your enemy. Most people refuse to do that. I don't want that kind of freedom to love. What the? They say. I prefer anger. Most human beings, if not all, most, really believe that anger is a human emotion and is normal. That's just a human emotion. I'm not perfect, you say. Anger is a human emotion. You need anger. Jesus was angry, which is a lie. Jesus was never angry, so the devil got you justifying his nature, calling it Jesus. And not one angry person has peace. But yet you say it's normal. What's wrong with you? Stay off the pot. Stay off the mushrooms. And it's going to get worse. Because in that emotional state, you voted in the wrong people to run your government. And you vote them in over and over again to keep you in misery, because in your fallen state, the devil tell you next time they will do better. And they tell you that too. And you vote them in again. Look what they did with Clara Bass. Empty-headed, lost female. The mayor of of California. And the mayor of Chicago is no better. And you put these people in charge. Even the law of spiritual law says there's an order to life. God in Christ, Christ in man, man of a woman. And if you have children, the women watch over your children. Unless they want to take them in the basement and choke them to death. According to some report. But you vote in female to be the head of you. Your country, your family, your businesses, and look what's happening. Have you looked outside? It's not pretty. It is not pretty. And you keep voting in females as your leader. Even though the Spirit of Truth said, every time you listen to the woman, you will suffer. Including listening to your own mama. You will suffer. but you keep listening to the devil. So nobody is happy. It doesn't have to be that way. You can overcome the world psychologically and emotionally. But you think emotions are good, emotions are normal, emotions are needed. You say, I got proof that you keep voting in these people. Just think about that. In the good old days, men and women of all races knew the order. They knew that women were not created to lead because they are, until they overcome, and they can, they are the gates of hell. Hell come through the woman. And it's not her, but it's the hell that made a home in her. Thank you, Eve. And they knew that because of that, her mindset would not be logical. Her emotions are not logical. And that everything she does is based on what she thinks and how she feels. And you put them in charge of your life. Look at the schools, the public schools and the private schools and the college schools and the schools. You have allowed these people to take over the school? Are they getting better? They were better when men were in charge. Look at the businesses. Look at the government. Is it better now you put these females in charge? Females in the good old days would outright say, I would never work for a female. She's too 55. Her mindset is not good. She's jealous. And even women refuse to work for other women. You've allowed that to change, and look what's happening. The world ain't getting no better. We got to change it. I have proof. Yahoo News has reported a California bill that will have think about this. And according to the report, it was a black female, and she was aiming to decriminalize theft-related crimes. It died in the committee, but a female recommended it. And black. I told you that not all, but black people turn your country into a ghetto. I told you that when you elected Barack Obama, and the country has been going downhill fast ever since, quickly becoming a ghetto. My country is gone. Yahoo News. A California bill that would have theft offenders enter a diversion program. Black people love programs, huh? Because the civil rights movement told them they need programs. You need more programs for the blacks. They're never going to learn unless you have a midnight basketball program or some type of program. They're not going to learn any other way, and they still don't learn. But this female wanted a diversion program instead of facing charges. Fox News.
But it is not. I want to play the soundbite for you because in California, they're advancing a bill in the state assembly that would lessen some of the penalties for theft. And here's one of the proponents of that bill. Listen to what she says. She calls it a crime of necessity. Watch.
The amendments make it clear that this policy only applies to low-level theft crimes, no felonies, and codifies case law. And while we have diversion programs for drugs and mental health, we do not have the same for crimes of necessity led by poverty.
And what's a crime of necessity?
Well, socialism is theft, so no wonder they support it. These are people who can't produce, so they steal instead.
Does this sound like the hood? Black neighborhoods are out of control because of ideas like this. No fathers, no men around to run them. The black female has taken over, and now you put them in your government. Now do you believe me that my country is gone? They don't want no police. Remember, Black Lives Matter? No police. Defund the police. And you said, okay. And then what happened? Then you say, oh, okay, no bail bond. Let them commit crimes and wait in the community for if they get a trial. And even then, they don't necessarily go into jail. and you said, okay, in my country. This heifer wanted a diversion program instead of jail, and you put her in government. Every time you listen to the woman, you will suffer. Ain't no way around it. Your mama, your girlfriend, your wife, your female friend, whomever, it's never gonna work. Ladies, stop listening to these women. Men, stop listening. Do what you want, but I'm just saying, you're trying to make something work that's never gonna work. They defunded the police. Now we don't have police. And watch what's happening in the streets from NBC News. This is happening in the streets, right in front of your face, because there are no police, so there's nothing to worry about. The handful of policemen that we do have, they show up after the crime is over and the criminal have gone. And they even if they get there a little early during the crime, the police wait around the block. They're right around the corner. When the criminal leave, then they show up. And the criminals know it. Here's what happens as a result of putting the females in charge and getting rid of the bail bonds and the police, NBC News. And this is happening a lot now. It was a chaotic scene on the streets of Los Angeles as a street takeover led to looting.
Tonight, the push to crack down on chaos in the street. Fireworks exploding, tires burning, filling the air with smoke as more than 100 cars took over this LA intersection. Flames breaking out in the middle of an unruly crowd as police tried to disperse an overwhelming scene. They say this latest street takeover broke out early Saturday morning, turning destructive. Dozens of looters trashing this liquor store, stealing alcohol, smashing glass and security cameras. Furious employees left to clean up the damage beside the skid marks of burning tires when the smoke cleared.
We've worked so hard to establish this business over 11 years, and just for it to be done after just, 10 minutes of people coming in here and taking everything that we have and we've built is just very sad.
They don't care about the business owner. They care about votes. They want this happening. That's why they defund the police. They want you fighting, they want you mad, they want you worried. And while you're fighting, they get the votes. And if you notice the people on the street, they're not caring about the police at all. Zero. Was it like this before they defunded the police? No. When the father don't guide the mother, his wife, and the mother to his children how to run the home, the house goes out of control. Same thing in the country, folks. Authorities call this a growing problem.
Local law enforcement says it's a concerning pattern of lawlessness. Last week, another crowd ransacked this AutoZone, police calling it a mob-like burglary as young people in hoodies and masks cleaned out the store shelves. The Los Angeles Sheriff's Department now urging the public to help, releasing wanted posters to help track down some of the at least 27 suspects captured on camera. Out-of-control trend burns through city streets.
Amazing, huh? It's amazing, too, that if the human heart is not working for you, you need the law of the land to contain the people. And if you take away the law of the land, human being goes out of control. Have you noticed that? Human beings literally go out of control when you remove the law of the land because they're not obeying the law of the heart. If you obey the law of the heart, the laws of the heart, there would be no crime. There would be nothing but love. But most human beings don't have the laws of the heart. And so you need the law of the land to contain them. But they have removed the laws of the land. No police, no bail bond, let them out of jail. That's racism to put them in jail, they say. A human being will go out of control if they don't have some type of law to contain them. And this is a proof right here. What a mess. And it's going to get worse. Because you're breaking all of the laws of the heart. You're putting women in charge of leadership role. That ain't going to work. Never going to work. Can't work. Won't work. Is not going to work. Just because you feel good about it and think you're doing something righteous, it ain't going to work. And this is what you're getting. Where is Daryl Gates where we need him? If ever we needed Chief Daryl Gates, we need him now. He was a tough police chief. And the Democratic liberals hated him because he was tough. Let me go to first-time caller out of California. Clara. Clara, you are on the air.
Hi, how are you doing, Mr. Patterson?
Peterson, Jesse.
Excuse me, Jesse Peterson.
Yeah, you can just call me Jesse.
Hi, Jesse. How are you doing today?
All is well, Clara.
Yeah, I have a point to make across. I've been hearing you speak of mostly in your sessions about the Jim Crow area. You were brought up in the Jim Crow. Is that right?
Yes.
And at that year, what year was those of the Jim Crow that you grew up in? Was it the 40s, the 50s?
50s.
The 50s. And my question is, why do you constantly bring up the 50s when we're in 2026? I don't know how you hold that for an example all the time.
Can you hold on that so I can respond to that? I got to take a quick break, all right?
Sure can. Thank you.
Okay. I want to go back to Clara, first-time caller out of California. And Clara, you want to know why do I bring up Jim Crow era when it's what'd you say, 2020, what?
2026.
Oh, okay. I bring it up to remind the people that they have been lied to, the whole world been lied to about the blacks and Jim Crow era. They have been told over and over, generation after generation, by the liars that black people, Jim Crow, somehow or another, was stopping black people from having a life. And in all honesty, blacks were doing better then than they are now because they didn't have leaders. They thought for themselves. They thought as individuals. They had their own businesses or jobs. They went to school. They raised their families. And then the so-called civil rights movement came along and lied to the blacks and lied to the people. And now, 70, 80 years later, the blacks are worse off today than they ever been in the history of America.
Okay, I can sort of agree with that to some sort because I look at it this way. Back in those days of the Jim Crow era, those black people did have their own lands, did have their own lives, and things were pretty much different. It wasn't a lot of Hispanics. It wasn't a lot of immigrants so much back then.
Yeah.
We pretty much had it a lot better back then. And as the times rolled, things got a little bit out of control. And my mother had property, and my great-great-grandfather had property, and I get you on that. You're so right. Things were different back then, opposed to the flip side, where women had good men, and men stayed with their families, and, and even though we've seen segregation, but we had a little bit more structure. Now, as the times with Jesse and Al Sharpton came in for various reasons of unfair treatment to certain black Americans. They stepped up in a different way of trying to get us some order and try to get fair treatment, and it blew out of context.
They never wanted that, Claire. That's not what they wanted. Jesse Jackson, Martin Luther King, Shopton and all, they never wanted order for blacks. They wanted to control the blacks so that the blacks would vote for them, and that way they could get money and perceived power. They brought disorder because prior to that, black people had order. But those Jackson and others brought disorder, and now everything is out of order.
Well, we got that today. People trying to maintain profit or for whatever reason to get money off of certain eras and years of making money off of the people. We have people with platforms today, not ministering hope for the black people, as you call them, the blacks, and black people as yourself.
The blacks.
Yeah, the blacks, the beautiful black people as yourself, and people, who try to have a platform to really make us see the difference in Jim Crow into 2026.
Yeah.
I mean, those eras was great, but they had, again, beatings, they had water hoses, now we got the police shooting us. It's a different time and era, but the same thing is going.
What do you mean by shooting y'all? Are you black?
Well, my name is Clara. Of course I'm black. I was raised in a community of
what do you mean by the police shooting y'all?
Excuse me?
You said the police are shooting y'all?
Well, I include myself because I have black African American family members and sisters that I grew up with around my area, and I'm a Christian. So
have you been shot by the police?
Have you?
Have you?
No, sir.
So what do you mean by police shooting y'all?
Well, I'm trying to make it a point here, if you let me, please. Back then of the Jim Crow era, they had get beatings and hung and on those things that happened back then. Now, today, there's a different type. Black people are working, and black people are holding jobs, and they're not recognized.
Well, the reason that they had the dolls back then because the black people were breaking the law. They were out there protesting, trying to force their way, following the so-called civil rights leader. They were trying to force their way into the white community, to make white people love them, or trying to move into the white areas because they were listening to the so-called civil rights leaders. That's why they had the water hose and things like that to break up the chaos. What, y'all? They didn't just go and get dolls because they had nothing else to do. Lord, let me get a dog to go after the blacks.
Did the dogs chase you? Did they bite you?
Because I ain't participating in that mess.
You didn't participate, but you're participating in another kind of situation where you're demonstrating what happened, and I get that, and I applaud you for that. But we need to start speaking more life into people in general. I don't see color anymore. I see people. I'm a Christian, and I know when I leave this earth, I'm gonna have to give account to God on what I've done down here. Excuse me?
You don't see color?
I don't see color as a prejudice.
Can you see me right now on the camera?
I know you're a black, handsome man.
I know. I thought you didn't see color.
Well, you're black. I'm white, and my neighbors is Korean.
I thought you said you were black. You said you were black.
No. Jesse, I said I don't see color.
No, you said your name was Clara. You said your name was Clara and you were black.
I said my name is Clara. That don't mean I'm black.
Oh,
I have black friends. I have neighbors that are black.
So I'm about to say, because white people named Clara too. So you're not black.
Yeah, no, sir.
You white?
I am white as the pure white snow. How about that?
White is beautiful. So let me ask.
It is beautiful, and black is beautiful. We're all beautiful. God created us all in His own image, and that's what we should be talking about.
You are so beautiful.
Don't sing to me. You sound so good.
But Claire, let me ask you one quick question because of time.
Yes, sir.
Have you forgiven your mother?
my mom, she was an awesome mom, and I need to forgive my dad.
Why?
Because my dad was an alcoholic and he was on drugs, and my mother would beg him to stay around and help her, and he chose the drugs. So that's who I need to forgive, my dad. But unfortunately, the drugs.
Have you forgiven your mother?
About what? That she took care of me? And raised me and cleaned me and made sure I was fed and clothed and sent off
She
to
was
school
supposed
and
to do
church.
that, Clara. She was the mama.
Okay, then. So what do I
She
need to
wasn't
forgive
doing
her
you
for?
a favor.
Well, why do I need to forgive her? She was
Because
for
she
what?
drove your father to drink.
Oh, how do you know that? Why would
Because
you
your
say
mother
that?
was held to pay, and
Your mother was held to pay.
your
Was your mother held to
your
pay?
father could not. Your father could not handle the hell of your mother, and so that's why he became a drunk, or if he was a drunk alcoholic. But let me ask:
See, you don't
was
even know.
was your mother perfect?
Jesse, did you forgive your mother for turning your father away from you?
Yes.
Okay, then.
So,
My mother
Clara,
didn't turn my father away from me.
Clara.
Yeah?
Have you forgiven your mother?
I don't have anything to forgive her for.
She was perfect.
She gave me life.
She was perfect.
She gave me life. Listen, like you said.
Your mama did not give you life. Human beings don't give life. Only God gives life. That's a lie. Your mama,
through God,
your mama
God
did not give any life.
Okay, well, my mother laid down with my dad, and I came in the world.
Was she perfect?
Nobody's perfect. You're not even perfect.
Clara, was your mama perfect?
My mother wasn't perfect, and your mother wasn't perfect.
What was imperfect about your mama?
My mother was a sinner, but she was saved by grace.
Did you forgive her for her anger?
She was always upset about something, but never angry.
Anger is upset, Clara.
Do you get upset?
Clara, I got to run. I appreciate it. Let me go to Spain, heard around the world, and talk to Remir out of Spain. Remir, you are on the air.
Oh, my God. Jesse, how are you doing today?
All is well. Happy Men's History Month.
Yeah. Happy Men's History Month to you too, sir. I would love your show. Keep doing what you're doing. I listen to it all the time. I wanted to talk with you really quickly about three things, if that's okay.
All right.
All right. So, number one, I live in Las Vegas, and in Hawaii, and then in Spain. I travel back and forth. And you've been talking about Spain, and I live and my family is in the Basque Country, which is in the northern part of Spain. And the Basque people have been there for a long time, before Spain was Spain, before Europe was Europe, have been there forever. And we live in a small little town, and I could not believe when I just came out here how many Muslims and blacks are living in the town. It's mind-blowing. And like you were right about how they're. I mean, just the other week, somebody went into a bar. One of these black Muslims went into a bar, ordered a couple drinks and tapas, which is something to eat, and he ran out without paying for it. And everybody was in shock. They've never seen nothing like that. Like it's crazy how the truth that you're speaking on your show. And I want to say thank you for that, for
You're
being
welcome.
truthful. Cause
it's amazing that the government there is allowing that to happen because they want votes. And they don't care what the citizens of Spain think about it or how they feel about it or that they have to protect themselves now. It's amazing how that is. It's mind-blowing, man.
It is. It really is. It really is. I thought that it was because they didn't care, but they do care. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, it's just amazing. So when you were speaking about that, I didn't really believe it until I seen it with my own eyes, and I was like, "Wow, you're so on the point with that." I also wanted to talk to you. I had something I finally disagree with you about.
Nice.
I want. So you say when you judge, you're playing God,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Right. See, wouldn't it? So when I was been pondering about this, and I just wanted to confirm and ask your opinion. When we judge, are we not really playing God because God does not judge? So aren't we more actually playing Satan every time we judge? Because when I see somebody judging, I always see them. It always comes off as me as they're accusing, as the accuser.
Yeah, you're right. You make a good point. You are in your mind, people who judge others. In their mind, they think they are God, but they are the devil. The devil thinks he's God. And the devil, the people who judge, they are the devil, but they think that they are God and that they have the right. They think that. That doesn't make them a God, but they think that they are.
Right.
They are of the devil.
Yeah. Thank you for clarifying that. That makes more sense. They believe that they're God. Satan believes that he's God.
Right.
You know, listening to you, I've been listening to you, I don't know for how long now, probably like a year. It hasn't been too long, but I listen to you every day, and I do the silent prayer every day. How you help me to drop my anger. I mean, my life is changing in so many ways.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so mind blowing. It's like I can't even express it. How amazing it is. Just the other day, I was talking with some people here with my family, my cousins, and they brought up a good point. We were having a conversation about the differences between man and woman with the biblical question. So I would like to answer that, if that's okay with you.
Why is it okay to discriminate against men but not women?
All right. Now, I just want to I want to confirm that I don't believe it's okay, but the reason why it's okay to do that and the reason why the world is against men is because men own peace. We are real men. When we get older, we become still. We are more. What I noticed with the men here too is that they're still. And I noticed that the wives everywhere I go, whether it's Hawaii, Vegas, or Spain, the wives are the ones that nag and are always like ta 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 ta, and the men are like cállate, like quiet, like come on, leave me alone, like and so I noticed that. So I was speaking with my cousins yesterday, we were having a conversation about this, which was very interesting to me. And my cousin Lander, he brought up a good point. He was like, back in the days when we were hunters and gatherers, right? We had to go out and hunt for our food. And so when we were hunting buffalo, okay, in the beginning, we were hunting buffalo. We had the women and children, right? But we had the women with us, and we would have to creep up on the buffalo and not make a sound and slowly creep up to attack them, right? But the women would end up being like, hey, what are we doing? When do we go? When do we start talking? And they would scare the buffalo away. And so we had to learn to keep the women at home and tell them, look, you guys stay here, and we're going to go out, and we're going to hunt the buffalo. and bring home the food, and while you guys stay, because women just don't have it in them to be still and quiet. It's like they have to make noise.
That's amazing.
Right? And so when I hear the biblical question, I'm like, men, we are so accustomed to wanting to be still and quietness and peace, but I believe the world does not want that, and that's why the world calls peace boredom. Everyone always is bored. I'm like, we have to do something. We got to make some noise. We got to do something. Wow. And I think that is what the cause of it.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. Thank you for that. Remir.
Yes, sir. Amazing. Thank you. I just wanted to call in and talk to you. I love you so much, bro. Like, you have done so much wonders, and I just want you to keep doing what you're doing.
You stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. You haven't seen anything yet. You will, if you stay with it, you will end up with a clear mind. And in everything you do, you will do it with a clear mind. You will have the mind of God.
Thank you, Jesse, man. You're the best, bro. I really appreciate you, man. You have a blessed day, and God bless all you guys.
You too,
all
man.
of you guys, man. All
Thank
right,
you.
Take care now.
All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Amazing. Let me go to Isaiah out of Wisconsin. Let's see here. Isaiah, you are on the air.
Hey, Jesse, good morning. How you doing?
All is well, sir. How are you?
I'm well. So I called you a couple times, and when I had, so pretty much I have, me and my wife, we had.
My wife and I.
I'm sorry, my wife and I We have 9 kids together.
Wow.
We are separated.
Isaiah, can you hold for me? Let me take a quick break.
Yeah, absolutely. I got you.
Oh, hold on. I want to go quickly back to Isaiah out of Wisconsin. I had to put him on hold there. Isaiah, thanks for holding. Go ahead.
Okay. Like what I was saying was I had called you a few times. And,
Are you on the Bluetooth or something?
No,
okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm trying to put my mouth as close to the phone as I can.
Okay, go ahead.
Is it better for you?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, my wife and I had separated a couple months ago. We have 9 kids together. We in separate homes now, and we're not divorced, but we still we still communicate. And she comes over to the house still, and all that good stuff. You actually, when I called you, I believe the first time, you had recommended that I like pretty much change the locks on the door and all that good stuff. And then before we ended the call, you had said to have, like, you know, if I didn't see clear to do it, then, you know, kind of like just have a wait and see type of thing.
Right.
And that's exactly what I did. And yeah, it seems like things have. I just kind of want recommendations to see exactly what the next step should be, because, like you said, I noticed that every time when she does come over, I stay far away from arguing. Obviously, I'm in anger, and I know that anytime that I correct her, as far as when she's dealing with the kids, obviously she doesn't like that. When I do that, obviously what happens is she'll take my, like, one of the whichever kid that I'm correcting. I mean that I'm correcting her with. She would take that kid, and she would then take them out of the house and take them elsewhere, just to get them away from me.
Why do you let her take them?
I'm sorry?
Why do you let her take them?
Because, like, when I do tell her she can't take them, she would, like, fight back.
Meaning what?
She don't stand for, like, meaning like she don't just stand for, no, you can't take them. Like, because a lot of times they'll say, Dad, I want to stay with you, and then I'll say, no, let them stay, and then she'll just say, no, they're coming, and then it'll be like a back and forth thing to a point where she's looking for that argument. She's looking for more.
Yeah.
She gets very aggressive. So I just let it be instead of arguing.
So the kids live with you?
No. I only have the 2 older ones.
Oh, how old are they?
The younger ones. I'm sorry?
How old are they?
So I have the 17-year-old, well, 16.
So she can't make the 17-year-old or the 16-year-old when they don't want to, right?
Say what again?
She can't make the 17-year-old or the 16-year-old go with her if they don't want to.
No. So I'm not talking about the 16-year-old. I wanted to correct that. He's actually 16. And then I have the 18-year-old. He's an adult.
Okay.
But at the time, he was when I first spoke to you, he was underage.
Okay.
But yeah, she more of like make the younger ones go with her, like the one like my 4-year-old, 5-year-old, and like the 2-year-old. So she makes, like, when we have an incident, she makes them go with her. Like mainly my daughter, like the one that was like that looked more like me, like you kind of said, and the one who was more closest to me.
Right.
Anytime that she would have, when they come over, and she would do things, and she would, like, start crying or pouting or whatever, and then I would, like, she would, like, be impatient and yell at her or whatever. I'll correct her, and once I do that, she'll, obviously she'll go at my daughter and be like, you know what you're doing, and then she'll get ready to go, and then she'll take her, just her, with her, It's almost like she takes her away just to work on her. And then she comes back, and I noticed that now she's been doing it so often now, because I haven't spoken to you in a while, but she's been doing it so often now, she doesn't listen to me at all. Like now it's to a point where I tell her to do things, she refused to. It's like she don't budge. The only one that listens to me now is the 2-year-old. The 2-year-old, she still, like, when she sees me, she lights up. But everybody else, all the other ones, they just refuse to listen to me. And then I hear from my 6-year-old, because he stayed at her house recently. I hear from him that, it's so much order in her house, in her place. But when they come over to my place, it's chaos. And I do see that. And, when I do see them acting the way they act, obviously I understand that, we pass that on to them. And I get all that. I can see it. And so I'm patient with them. And, I still, even though they don't refuse to listen, it gets to a point where, I kind of I'll just throw out, hey, look, if you don't listen, I'm going to pop you in the butt type of stuff. Just to get them to see how they respond to that. And my daughter, the one that, like I said, was closest to me, she looks at me and she just laughs at me.
How old is she?
It's a joke. I'm sorry?
I just stay close to your phone. How old is she?
Oh, the one that I'm talking about, and I could be wrong. I could be a little bit off. She's 6. I'm sorry, she's 6.
Why do you let your ex-wife come and take your children?
Okay, because they stay with her because of school, for school reasons, and I work a lot,
Oh, okay.
so I can't get them off to school, and that was one of the reasons why we made the agreement that they would stay with her. It's best they stay with her because she can get them off to school, and I couldn't. And then, so they stay with her, and that's one of the reasons why when I do tell her they let them, she can stay with me. She'll go like, no, they're coming, and it'll be like I said, it'll be a back and forth. She absolutely refused to listen. She refused to allow them to stay no matter what I say. So I don't even bother with it no more.
And so
I just let it be.
And your question for me is what?
I was just more of just trying to get recommendations because at this point, just seeing what do you recommend me to do going forward.
Well, absolutely. I recommend that you not get angry because based on what you're telling me, your ex-wife or your divorced wife, whatever she is angry.
Well, my wife, we separated, but we're not divorced.
She's angry. She can't help herself. She's out of control. So don't argue with her at all because that's what all angry people, they look for the thrill of getting a reaction from others. And they call that life. So don't argue with her at all. And if she get violent in any way, you call the police and have her arrested. And just take it one day at a time. And you can't change your job around where you can get someone else to watch over your children?
Well, I do have. I'm self-employed, so I could make changes and do that. But so I can maybe have a conversation where and let her know, look, they can stay with me, and I'll start getting them off to school and all that stuff as well. I can run that by her.
When you say get them off to school, you said they're not being homeschooled by your wife?
No, okay, so we're not, like I told you, I told you this a while back. I gotta give you a recap on it. I told her to go forgive her mom. She did that. I did that. I forgave my dad. My mom, she already passed, and I knew to forgive her because I can see what I'm dealing with, obviously, and with the conflict. So after that, I also told her, that she, according to her response and what I heard from her, what her mom said, that best that she stay away from her mom. And I also recommend her to stop working. I was going to take care of everything financially. And, we just work on ourselves.
Right.
I was telling her that I recommend her to not work. And she said no to that. She's still going around her mom. And ever since then, it's like everything that I tell her to do, everything, she does the opposite. I told her I can go down the line. Everything she just refused to do.
Well, if she's still going around her mother, you know, and you don't have a chance. It's never going to work.
Yeah, I see that. I can clearly see that now because when she comes over now, and I told you this, I told you this as well. I notice when she does come around, it's like I can see how she's being so deceiving, like so conniving. It's like just how to a point where she's like every time, like if I leave my little ones, I let them sleep in the bed with me. She tries to every time. It's that she's so S word. She's so wanting that all the time.
Yeah.
When she comes over. And every time we speak, it's about that for her.
She want to sleep with you?
My wife, she wants to sleep in the bed with me. And
do you let her do that?
Yeah, I gave in a couple times, and I noticed how.
Why you giving in? That's what she wants. She's taking control of you, and she know you're weak. That. Why you giving in?
Well, I gave in all those times because I was listening to Evil, and I saw that, and I haven't. One thing I will say is although I was seeing, I saw what I did afterwards. I didn't walk away from the silent prayer. Still do that. I still do that night and day. Morning and night. But yeah, I gave in. I gave in, and yeah, it's a mess. It really is.
That's why she hates you, because she still know that you're weak, and so she's coming over and she's tempting you with sleeping with you and with your children, and if she's living with her mother, I'm sure her mother feeding her a bunch of crap. And for now, I highly recommend you continue to stay calm. Do not argue with the devil in your mind or in her at all, and you'll see what you do, and things will be fine for you.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, just stay calm and don't play her game at all, and it'll work out. You'll be fine. And the devil will tell you that it's not going to work out for you, but it will if you really, really just watch those thoughts and emotions, not go with them, just watch them, and the light will guide and the light will help you.
I got you.
But do not let this woman pull you in at all into her hell.
Yeah, I can clearly see that. I can see it now that I see exactly what you're saying. I just know it's not gonna work at all.
Right.
Because of it. Yeah, she's using her mom at this point to get the kids and pick up the kids now. Her mom's using the car that we both have our name on. So they're saying, it really is very messy. Yeah.
Well, don't be a part of the mess. Let her be messy by herself, and don't react. There are times when you're going to have to speak up, of course, but don't react because you're giving life to the devil.
Okay, we'll do.
Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. Stay with it. Okay. 888-77 Jesse. Let me go to Jasmine out of Texas. Jasmine, you are on the air.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey, Jasmine.
Hello. Is it still White History Month?
No, this is Men's History Month.
Okay.
White History is in July.
Okay. Well, it still feel like it.
Amazing.
But, so my question was, my life changed, in the past 6 months. I was dealing with some domestic violence. I ended up moving to a different state, which is mostly white. I don't think they're used to seeing, black people or black women here. So I started working at this job that required me to be the only black girl there. And I need to know if I need to quit or not, because every day I just feel like they're either talking about me They're always staring. They're always overly nice. It's just not a good feeling. Like, I just feel different from everybody else.
When you say you moved away from domestic violence, you were beating your husband?
No. No, I was not beating my husband. I wasn't married either. It's my boyfriend.
You beat your boyfriend?
No, I wasn't. He was doing the violence.
What do you mean?
It started off as like verbal abuse, and then
There's no such thing as verbal abuse violence. That doesn't make sense.
I mean, yes, it is. I mean, calling names, you know, just saying things to try to trigger me or get under my skin.
But those are just words. How can that be violent?
Well, I guess that's true. But afterwards, when that didn't work, he started putting his hands on me. So
He started beating you?
I guess you can say that.
And did you say you told Harpo to beat me?
Wait, what? No, I just left. I left. I got help, and yeah, I'm in a different state and city, and
but as far as your work, those people at work are not judging you. You're judging them, and you're thinking that they're thinking and feeling what you're thinking and feeling. Why are you even paying attention to them in that way?
I mean, because certain things that I do, like, I'm still new to the job. I won't be there long anyways, but certain things that I do versus someone else, like, they have a different reaction. Like, the other day, I had messed up on someone's order, and, you know, I had asked for help multiple times before I messed up, and they didn't say anything. They were like, oh, she got it. She know how to do it. Until I messed up, and, like, instead of them saying something to me, I just seen the look on their faces, and, like, every corner I turned, like, they were in groups talking to each other, getting quiet when I walked by, just staring at me. I don't know. It's just weird. I just feel like I get treated differently.
Are you black?
Yeah, I'm black.
And the workers, are they white or Mexican?
They're white. There's a few Mexicans, but yeah, white.
And so who's looking at you? The white people or the Mexicans?
Both. And then sometimes customers act like they never seen a black person before. Like, they'll just stare at me, smile. They won't say a word, but, like, just stare. I'm just always stared at.
But why do you pay attention to that to see them looking at you?
I mean, I can't not look. I mean, someone's staring at me.
But
I'm looking too.
What?
When they're staring at me, I'm eventually look. I mean, I don't look for long, but, like, I notice that they're staring at me, or I feel it, and then I look, and yeah.
And so you're looking at them, looking at you, and you're thinking what?
I'm trying to figure out what they're thinking. Like, if you can just see, like, how they're looking, like, they never seen a black person before, like.
Describe what that look like.
I would say, like, some would, like, smile without saying anything, which is fine, but they'll stare as well. And then some would just have, like, a blank look on their face and just stare. And I just don't understand why.
And so why do you call that looking at you like they never seen a black person? They smiling and they're
because they don't do the same to nobody else. Like,
but you knew.
To me.
You knew.
I mean, I'm not that new. I've been there for like 4 months now.
You still new.
I mean, 4 months is quite a while to me, but I mean, I know me. I wouldn't do nothing like that. Like, just stare and.
But you are staring. You're staring at them, staring at you, and you think that they're staring at you. Do you think
I glance.
What?
I glance at them. I don't stare.
No, you look. And you in your mind going, oh, they're looking at me because I'm black. Yeah, like they never seen a black person.
And then, like, when they're in their little groups and they're whispering and walking by, they get quiet and they just start smiling out of nowhere, like, not saying anything. What do I supposed to think?
Nothing.
Like, what are y'all talking about that I can't hear?
All thoughts are all lies, Jasmine. You're too involved in their thinking, and you don't know what they're thinking, and you're believing the lies of what they're thinking, and you're involved in your own dark world, and you think that they're feeling and thinking what you're thinking. Here's what I recommend. What's your question for me?
should I quit or not, since I feel uncomfortable.
But do you really think that in America that there are people who've never seen black people?
I mean, no. I mean, I know people have, but it's like, I don't know. If they're
Here's
not
what I
used to it
recommend.
or-
If your life is not in danger, it doesn't sound like it is, I would recommend you give this a good try.
I am. It's a new job.
No, here's what I'm saying. When you look and these people looking at you, watch what your thoughts are telling you that they're thinking and do nothing about it. Don't believe those thoughts. Reject them by being aware and see what happens. Because those thoughts are lying to you. All thoughts are all lies all the time. They cannot tell you the truth about anything. So whatever you're thinking about them, it's not true. The thoughts are lying to you.
I hope they are. Because in my head, I'm just thinking, I don't know what they're thinking, but some bad.
And where you're thinking you don't know what they're thinking.
I'm just thinking all types of crazy stuff.
And where are those thoughts coming from?
My head.
And why do you believe
I barely
them?
talk.
I'm sorry?
I said my head because I barely talk at work. So, yeah, my head.
So why are you believing that then?
That's just how I feel. I mean...
That's just how I feel. Trying to be all that I can be. But, Jasmine, those thoughts are lying to you. You don't just know what somebody else thinking. Those thoughts are not going to tell you the truth.
Yeah, that's true.
They are not telling you the truth. You believe in lies.
So what do you think they are thinking?
I wouldn't even think about what they are thinking. That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, they're staring at me. Like, I walk by, they get quiet, they just smile. Like,
Because
I can
you're
hear
staring
them
at
talking about
them.
something. I'm not staring at them. I feel them looking at me, and I look.
But how are you feeling somebody looking at you? What the?
It's easy. I mean, like, if somebody's staring at you and I'm close by, I'm eventually, like, feel them staring at me. I can't really explain it, but like...
the thoughts are telling you, oh, look, they're looking at you. Look over there. And then you believe it.
Okay, I just won't look then.
You don't do anything that the thoughts are telling you to do except your job.
Yeah, that's what I do. I do my job the best I can. Try not to make no mistakes.
Are the customers looking at you too?
Yes, like everyone.
And are they supposed to look away from you?
I mean, no, but like they don't look at me how they look at the other employees. Like they stare. Even the kids, like they're all like amazed or something. Like,
are you the only black person?
Yeah, I am.
And so, so maybe you're the only black person in the whole town?
I've seen probably like 1 or 2 other black people here.
Who you play with?
Who I play with?
Yeah, when you're at work.
No one. I literally barely talk. I talk when I need to.
So why are you not communicating with them?
We really don't have anything in common.
What do you mean?
I just work. I go to work, make my money, and go home.
Well, you got something in common. They're there working, making their money, and going home.
Yeah, but I also hear them complaining about like other stuff that I just don't want to engage in.
Jasmine, why don't you make yourself available? Why don't?
I mean, I have, but
why
I also
don't you
feel like I
be-
was overly ghetto, and they start staring at me even more.
So what now?
So that's another thing.
You said what?
When I have engaged before in conversations, I felt like I was acting a little bit too maybe ghetto for them.
How you acting ghetto? What does that mean?
I don't know. The way I talk, I can talk country sometimes, especially like when I get comfortable with somebody.
Let me hear you talk. Speak country.
Well, not right now. I'm in my professional mode, but
Hold on.
I am at work too.
What a mess! Hold on. I got to take a quick break. Back in a moment. Let me go quickly back to Jasmine out of Texas. And Jasmine has moved into a new area with nothing but whites and Mexicans. Few blacks. And Jasmine think they're looking at her. Jasmine.
It's not about looking at me. It's also about, like I said, when I'm just passing by, they can be talking and they just get quiet all of a sudden. I just feel like an outcast in a job, basically.
They may be, and I don't know. You know, black people are so touchy. Maybe they.
Yeah, I guess I am so touchy, according to your comment.
And black people may be thinking you may be touchy, so they don't know what to say. So why don't you said you don't talk much at work, right?
No, not really.
Why don't you be friendly?
Okay, I'll try.
No, why don't you? Why have you been doing that?
I just don't have anything in common with anyone I work with. Like, they're all older. When I do hear them talk, they're complaining about whatever they got going on. It's nothing for me to engage in.
Oh, you can't say hi, how you doing?
I mean, yeah, I do that. I speak to everyone.
Right. And so you be friendly, all right?
Okay, I'll be friendly.
And then don't wait for people to be friendly to you. You be you. You be free. And they will see the light in you. They will love it. Some will, some won't. And you'll be fine. Do the Mexicans treat you the same way the whites do, you think?
Yeah.
The Mexicans don't like you either?
I guess not.
Nobody want to play with you.
I guess not.
Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
No, I don't.
Well,
Not
no
every
wonder.
night.
The devil
Not
got
every
your
morning.
mind.
I'm not going to lie.
Why you not working on yourself?
I am working on myself.
Not if you're not doing the silent prayer, you're not.
You're right. I should do it a lot more often.
So what do you mean I am working on myself? You're not working on yourself.
I mean, I'm working on myself as far as, like, getting myself back together and being alone again. I haven't been alone in years, so just trying to rebuild life.
You can't rebuild life. I recommend, Jasmine, you get serious about your spiritual life and you do the silent prayer every morning and night, and then you practice staying present, because the devil got your mind. I don't know what's happening at work, but the devil got your mind at work, and he has you looking at these people, and he's telling you what they're thinking, how they'll feel, and you're believing it, and you're reacting to it. And now the devil, you're saying, the devil like, you should just quit. You should leave this job. And then when you do that, the devil going to laugh at you. And then you're going to go get another job, and the same thing or even worse situation will come because you believe in a lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
And so you're doing it because you're not in the light. You're in the darkness of your thoughts and imagination, and you're believing things that are not true. And even if it was true, if you were not in your thought about it, you wouldn't even be thinking about it. That would be the last thing you'll think about, how those people feel about you. You would treat them the way you would like to be treated. You wouldn't want anything from them.
Right.
Why don't you work on yourself? What's wrong with you?
I mean, nothing's wrong with me.
And then why don't you work on yourself then?
I am working on myself.
Not if you're not staying present, you're not.
You said staying present?
By doing the silent prayer and staying out of your thoughts.
Yeah, that's true. I'm working on it. I need to work harder, I know, but I'm trying.
You don't need to work harder. You need to do it. Why are you not doing it?
I don't know why I'm not doing it. I mean,
I'm
always
why
in
you're
my
not.
head.
What?
I said I'm always in my head. Other than that, I don't really have an answer to why I'm not doing it.
You're not doing it because you love your misery. You love being at work and looking at these people and
I
think
hate
that
it, actually.
and thinking that they're judging you and they don't like you because you're black and they ain't never seen a black person and blah, blah, blah. You love that.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you would let it go. Why you love your misery?
I don't love it.
And then let it go.
Okay, I will.
Why you love your misery?
I actually hate it. I don't love it.
Well, you hate what you love and you love what you hate, and that's the problem. You're not to love nor hate.
Well, I'll start doing the silent prayer a lot more day and night.
Because I do what you want, but I recommend you do because you're totally in your head. It is so abnormal. There's nothing normal about thinking what others are thinking about you. That's abnormal. That's evil. You're not supposed to even, those thoughts are strictly from the devil to give you pain and make you overreact.
Right.
So that makes sense?
Yeah, it does.
So I recommend for now, and then you'll see what to do. Stay away from anger, of course, and then do the silent prayer so you go there or anywhere, and you'll be at peace no matter where you are because you're not lost in the darkness of thoughts, all lies, all the time about anything.
So stay out of my head, basically.
Yeah, because you're the devil when you're in your head. You be of the light and not of the darkness. Can I hear you say you have a ghetto personality and a white personality?
No, I don't have a ghetto personality. It's just, like I said, working with who I work with, I feel like sometimes I talk in slang.
Let me hear you talking slang.
Understand.
No, white people don't understand. Y'all got any bread over there? Let me hear your slang talk.
I can't.
You can't what?
It just comes out naturally. I can't force it.
So right now I'm hearing your white voice?
No, this is how I normally talk. I mean, I work in customer service, so I'm kind of conditioned.
So which one is your real voice? Your slang one or your white customer service one?
My customer service one. I mean, it depends on who I'm talking to, what we're talking about. Then maybe I start talking in slang language or whatever.
Give me an example of you speaking in slang.
I can't, Jesse.
Why? Y'all want some watermelon? Watermelon here?
See, that's probably something I said at work, and they was looking at me like, what the hell is she talking about?
But Jasmine, in all seriousness, you're making a horrible mistake spending 1 iota of a moment looking at other people thinking what they're thinking about you. That's pure
true.
evil. Because the thought's going to tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
So I recommend, it's up to you, of course, you do the silent prayer, stay with it. And when you're at work and the thought's going to say, oh, look, they looking at you. They ain't used to seeing no black people around here. You just let that pass, do nothing about it so you can get over that. Because you should be able to go, and you will be if you do what I tell you, suggest to you. You'll be able to go anywhere in the world around anyone, around a crowd or around one, and you'll be at perfect peace. But you listen to the devil, your thought, you're never going to find peace there.
Okay. I'll take your advice.
Let me know how it goes.
I will. Thank you.
And you told Harpo to beat me. You ever heard that? Oh, she gone. I have a Man History moment. It is Man History Month. I have a Man History moment, and then I get back to your calls and Super Chat. My producer gave me this. I've not seen it yet, but he gave it to me this morning. Derek did. And it's about a guy named Oscar Micheaux. And he was, according to this report, he was a legendary director and producer who blossomed in Chicago during the 20th century. This is from the Aaron Evans via YouTube.
The most successful filmmaker of the 20th century was born on a farm in Metropolis, Illinois on January 2nd, 1884. When Micheaux was 17 years old, he moved to Chicago to live with his older brother, who worked as a waiter. Micheaux became dissatisfied with what he viewed as his brother's way of living the good life. He went on to rent his own place and found work in the stockyards, which he found rather difficult. He went from the stockyards to the steel mills and ended up spending time moving from job to job. After being swindled out of $2 by an employment agency, Micheaux decided to become his own boss. His first business was the shoe shine stand, which he set up at a wealthy African-American barbershop away from Chicago competition. Here, Micheaux would learn the basic strategies of business and start to save money.
Amazing. See how the good old days was? Black people were not victims back then. What? He later became a poor man porter on a major railroad. YouTube.
He later became a Pullman porter on the major railroads, at that time considered prestigious employment for African Americans because it was relatively stable, well-paid, and secure, and it enabled travel and interaction with new people. This job would serve as an informal education for Micheaux. He profited financially and also gained contacts and knowledge about the world through traveling. By the time he left the position, Micheaux had seen much of the United States, had a couple $1,000s saved in his bank account, and had made a number of connections with wealthy white people who would help his future endeavors.
Amazing, huh? From job to job, doing what you gotta do. I promise you, you've been lied to about black people, about what's happening in the South and how things were. You've been set up. You've been duped. He moved to North Dakota, and where he bought land.
Micheaux moved to Gregory County, South Dakota, where he bought land and worked as a homesteader. This experience would inspire his first novels and films. Micheaux's years as a homesteader allowed him to learn more about human relations and farming. While farming, Micheaux decided to concentrate more on his writing, and in 1913, 1,000 copies of his first book, The Conquest, the story of a Negro pioneer, were printed. In 1918, his novel, The Homesteader, dedicated to Booker T. Washington, attracted the attention of George Johnson, the manager of the Lincoln Motion Picture Company in Los Angeles. Micheaux wanted to be directly involved in the adaptation of his book into a movie, but Johnson resisted and never produced a film. Instead, Micheaux founded his own company, the Micheaux Film and Book Company, located in Chicago.
Amazing, huh? See how he's not begging? He's not feeling like a victim. And this was way back when. You've been lied to, black people. You have not always been victims. His company's first project received high praise. Oh, after the break. Okay, we got to take a quick break. Scratch off on pills.net. We'll come back, finish that, and back to your calls and super chats. Back in a moment. I want to play this last soundbite from the Man History Month moment. And this is the fighter one about this guy, Oscar Micheaux. And I want to remind y'all, you know how you've been hearing over and over and over again that Jim Crow held the people back, the blacks back, and that slavery was keeping the blacks back and all that. Well, apparently Oscar didn't know about that or hear about it. He moved on with his life and had an amazing life according to the story. Here's where his company's first project received high praises. Watch this from YouTube.
Micheaux contacted wealthy academic connections from his earlier career as a porter and sold stock for his company at $75 to $100 a share. The company's first project was the production of The Homesteader as a feature film. Micheaux hired actors and actresses and decided to have the premiere in Chicago. The film and Micheaux received high praise from film critics. One article credited Micheaux with a historic breakthrough. The Homesteader became known as Micheaux's breakout film and helped him become widely known as a writer and filmmaker. Micheaux would go on to have a major career as a film producer and director, producing over 40 films from 1919 to 1948, just a 29-year span. Micheaux died on March 25, 1951 at the age of 67.
Isn't that amazing? I thought black people couldn't make it back then. I thought slavery was holding them back. They didn't have land. They were not businessmen. And if you remember in this story, the white people helped them, even back then, in the way they did with the so-called Jim Crow law. White and black people worked together. You've been lied to, folks. Well, congratulations, the Men's History Moment. August is Men's History. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. I want to show you one other quick example of a real man, alpha male, a man that don't take any crap and is making America great again. I love how this black Oscar was living an amazing life. That's how it was when I was growing up, folks. Speaking of men's history moment, Fox News is reporting President Donald Trump shut down a CNN reporter during a tense exchange in the Oval Office. She was all, according to him, disrespecting. He was trying to have a normal meeting. This is from X.
Quiet. You're very disrespectful in front of this young man. Okay? Don't you find her disrespectful? He understands. Quiet. Who are you with?
I'm with CNN.
Fake news. You're fake news. You're loud. You're a loud, boisterous person. You're fake news. Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. You're a fake reporter, and you report fake news. Go ahead.
Mr. President, is there enough food on the USS Lincoln?
Yeah, it is. That was a CNN fake report.
Amazing. Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, God. Or thank you, God, and thank you, Mr. President. It is, August is Men's History Month, and I have, and then I get to your calls here, but I have an amazing hero Men's History Month moment for you. Get ready. Call everybody to the show, to the phone. I have an amazing history moment, Men's History moment for you. They don't make them like this anymore. Grandpa tell me about the good old days. And when this man was in charge of Los Angeles was amazing. My Men's History moment for you is from the New York Times. Daryl Gates. Y'all remember Daryl Gates? I want to remind you of Daryl Gates and introduce to those who may not be aware of Chief Gates. Daryl Gates, Chief Daryl Gates, was a controversial Los Angeles police chief whose career helped shaped modern American policing. Gates served as the chief of the Los Angeles Police Department from 1978 to 1992. This is from Excel by way of YouTube.
Daryl Francis Gates was born in Glendale, California in the summer of 1926. Growing up, his father was an alcoholic who had repeated run-ins with the police until finally going cold turkey in 1935. In 1942, Gates was briefly brought into juvenile detention after assaulting an officer over a traffic ticket, but was released when he agreed to apologize. After high school, he signed up for the Navy and served 2 years in the Pacific. He attended the University of Southern California thanks to the GI Bill, but from there was lost as to what to do next. He settled on law school, but plans changed again when he met his wife and soon found himself a husband, a soon-to-be father, and in desperate need of money. When a friend told him about the police academy's 3-week training course and promise of a $290 a month salary, he decided he could enroll, pay off his debts, and finish college through night school. By September 1949, Daryl Gates was a member of the LAPD, serving as a traffic cop, but still intending to go to night school. That was when he was given a job as William Parker's driver. Gates's 15 months driving Parker became, in his own words, a tutorial for how to be chief.
Amazing. He helped create the first SWAT. Oh, no, I skipped one. I'm sorry. Gates was talented, hard worker, and well-liked among other officers.
After his time with Parker, Gates moved on to the juvenile division, then to Vice. Gates was talented, a hard worker, and well-liked among the other officers. He moved up the ranks, getting promoted to sergeant, then lieutenant in 1959, a promotion which would put him back working with Parker, this time as his adjunct, one of his right-hand men. By the time of the Watts riots in 1965, he was an inspector. Gates was a field commander during the riots and had given a controversial order to pull back after the police had finally contained everyone in houses. When the people saw the police retreating, the rioting began again in earnest. Gates himself was following orders from Roger Murdoch, the deputy chief. Afterwards, Gates would mostly put the responsibility for the riots on the participants. Say all you want about social causes, I don't believe they accounted for what occurred. Face it, people gorged themselves with a heady diet of unrestrained conduct, stealing, burning, rock and bottle throwing, destroying and flouting the authority of government. In the years following the riots, Gates saw the relationship between the police and the public become even more strained than it already was.
Amazing. If ever we needed Chief Daryl Gates, we need him now. Fast and in a hurry. Because Los Angeles is falling to pieces. He created the first SWAT unit back in 1966 and 67.
He felt the police were becoming a hated minority. We were pigs. We were universally despised. He was angry that his friend and mentor Parker was taking what he thought was an unfair amount of the blame. And when Parker died, Gates saw himself as the one to take up Parker's legacy and continue his work. Gates continued the us versus them mentality established by Parker. In 1966, while still a lieutenant, Gates moved to answer the calls for revolution and escalating threats of violence by further militarizing the police. He organized the Metro Division into squads and platoons, each headed by a lieutenant. Then he recruited expert marksmen and developed them into their own platoon. These elite officers would form a special unit to deal with snipers or standoffs. They were the Special Weapons Attack Teams, SWAT. By the time SWAT was first deployed in 1969, Gates had been promoted to assistant chief, one step away from chief of police.
Amazing, huh? Remember when Los Angeles was beautiful? Crime not out of control. And Daryl Gates was the police chief. A white man. A white man. What the? Today, Gates is seen as a symbol of a symbol of the bad old days, but I call them the good old days.
Despite his crime-fighting innovations and earning the respect and admiration of his officers, Gates' tenure as chief of police is mostly remembered for controversy. His aggressive style of enforcement and adversarial nature of his department led to repeated clashes with civil rights groups and the black community.
Aggressive doesn't mean the use of force. Aggressive means that we move into crime situations and deal with it. We have officers out there doing the job, attempting to make good judgment based on the information they have, protecting themselves and protecting the people of the city of Los Angeles that we go to hell for.
He was a direct, no-nonsense straight shooter who had tough but easy answers to complex questions. He and his force were on one side, and the cop-hating liberals in the media and on the city council were on the other. Ultimately, his unwavering support of his officers' arrogant and aggressive policing tactics would lock him and the LAPD in a bitter conflict against the black community of Los Angeles.
We are fighting an institutional, systemic problem that has been allowed to permeate since we were brought to these shores.
And over this conflict, the shadow of Gates still hangs. Today, Daryl Gates is seen as an emblem of the bad old days, of a militaristic police force who viewed the public as a threat. He has become seen, as one columnist wrote, as the last emperor of the LAPD. And yet many of Gates' policies of expansion seem to have been embraced.
Amazing. Thank you, Chief Daryl Gates. I believe he expired, I'm not sure, but if so, may his soul rest in peace. If not, wherever he is, right on. I remember when the so-called black organizations started to go after him. We went downtown to one of those meetings that they were having, and we testified in support of Officer Gates. These all the Fosters and others. We all went down to downtown LA and supported the chief. So he died back in 2010 at age 83. Long life. May his soul rest in peace. That's according to Wikipedia, he expired. And I have to honestly tell you, Los Angeles has been going downhill real fast ever since. And it's interesting to me, very interesting, that the black leadership get rid of all the white people who make things better, and they put in black people that make it worse. And white people fall for it. This city have gotten worse now, not better. It's a ghetto. You put black people in charge of Los Angeles, look what you have. A ghetto. But may his soul rest in peace. He did an amazing job back then. 888-7753-773. Bible Thumper Thursday. Let me go to Stetson out of Idaho. Stetson, you are on the air.
Hey, Jesse, thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So some of the comments that Trump made about like America's financial situation, and I know there was a caller that mentioned it also about how he didn't like it, and I don't like it either. How Trump says how he doesn't care about America's financial situation and he's got stuff to deal with. I was like, coming from a president about the people that supposedly voted him in, I just found that to be off-putting. And I came across a Bible verse in Isaiah 10. Woe to those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees, to deprive the poor of their rights and withhold justice from the oppressed of my people, making widows their prey and robbing the fatherless. And that's just my Bible thumping that I want to do towards that. I understand like how whatever intelligence that they say of why we're over in Iran, I don't agree with it. I don't know if there's any like valid points behind it. And it's just the cost of living now is just getting out of hand. And it is totally unnecessary to be in this conflict or in this altercation that we are in the Middle East, and how it is crushing the middle class and the low class people and the lower class people. And to hear the president of the United States just continually make comments about that, it is off-putting. And maybe some understanding of like what this Bible verse might mean in this regard. For me, like I don't agree or I don't like what's going on. I mean, like, who am I? But it's just like I'm not the only one getting crushed by this, and it's not going to get any better. And the debt is just going sky high. And the president of the United States clearly said he does not care about the American people and their finances.
That's what he said.
So, yes.
When did he say that?
He said that last week, and he said it a couple of months ago.
He said he does not care about. Repeat that, what you say he said?
He said he doesn't care about the Americans' finances.
Amazing.
And that's not what he's thinking at all. And it's just, I find that off-putting.
And you said
coming from the president.
We played that on the show. We're gonna play it again in a minute. Because I want you to hear exactly what he said, according to the report, from his mouth. So we're gonna get it ready and play it again for you.
And I read it.
And also, you said that something like, and I may not be repeating you exactly, but you said it doesn't make sense that we're over in Iran.
Yes.
And why it doesn't make sense to you?
Like why we're over there. Like where the intelligence came from that Iran has a nuclear bomb or they want to get one and they want to annihilate or destroy the United States of America when we have people in our own government that are voted in that will also want to destroy America.
Yeah.
And then my also understanding is North Korea has nukes, China has nukes, Russia has nukes. They want to destroy us. They don't want the United States to be the top. But yet we do business with China. We're like their number one supplier, and we're their number one importer. Like, and nothing is said about that, and that just gets all swept underneath the rug. But Iran, like, we can't let them have a nuke. It's like they don't even have the capability of launching a nuke from Iran all the way over here. I don't see what they're seeing, and it's just like, hey, we need to crush the world economy over some intelligence that Iran might have a nuke and they might be able to. It's like, there's no proof of that.
And you said that the economy in America is being crushed right now, right?
Correct.
And why do you
Destroyed.
say it's being crushed right now? Where's the proof of that?
Let's say, like, me personally, like, you can't get a job. I mean, you can get a job, but you can't afford to live. And you try and go sign up for welfare benefits, which I have, and I've got $24 a month for food stamps. And I've gone down to the welfare office, and it is full of foreigners that are getting thousands of dollars in food stamps. And they're automatic. They barely speak any English.
Where's your proof that the economy is crushed?
The $40 trillion in debt that we're at, the high price of inflation.
What is the high price of inflation?
How much things cost today, how your dollar doesn't go very
Do
far.
you have a job?
I have one now, correct, yes.
But, so I want, and I'm not saying at this point that you're wrong, but I want to know, where's your proof that the economy is crushed?
Go out and try and buy your normal set of groceries with your normal paycheck and compare that today to 5 years ago.
I'm not,
That is what
I
I'm
want your
saying.
proof where you're not giving me proof that the economy is crushed.
So do I need to produce receipts?
I'm sorry?
To prove it? Do I need to go down and like pull out my receipts and I'll send it to everybody there?
So
Maybe like,
do you have,
this is my proof.
are you hungry?
Yes.
So you don't have food on your table, you have nothing to eat?
With the food stamps that I got, and then
If you
going
have a
into
job,
debt,
why are you getting food stamps?
because like I still have to pay for rent and I still have to pay for gas, which is extremely expensive and has no need to be.
When the gas price was $6 a gallon, how did you make it then?
I was bitching. I was bitching about it, and I was eating canned tuna because that's all I could afford at the time. And the prices of everything I was trying to build, and the prices of everything like steel, wood, was through the roof. And I talked to construction people, and they even told me, they're like, just give it some time, wait a couple of years for the economy to cool down. And this is like after the pandemic, which Trump presided over. So he was in charge of it.
Are you able to feed your wife and children?
I don't have any wife or children.
So it's just you?
It is.
And how old are you?
I'm 39.
And you're not able to take care of yourself right now?
I can take care of myself. I don't have a choice. It's not like I can be like, hey, God, can you take care of me today?
No, I'm asking, are you able to feed yourself and keep a roof over your head?
Yes.
And if you wanted to, you could work 2 or 3 jobs because you don't have a family?
There's a difference between a want and being able to.
No, I didn't ask you what was the difference between a want and being able to.
If somebody can hire me,
if you wanted to pay, if you wanted to work it's just you. If you wanted to work 2 jobs, are you able to do it?
If I can go find another job and somebody would hire me,
That's not the
that is
question.
a possibility.
Are you able to work 2 jobs if you wanted to?
Yes.
And so why don't you get out there? It's just you. You still didn't give me the why don't you get out and get another job?
So this is where like it comes. I've done this before. I've worked 2 jobs. I've worked 3 jobs, and since I am single, I am a male, and I don't have any dependents. I don't have any write-off deductions. The government steals more money from me. So it doesn't make any sense because the more money I make, the more money they take, and then all of a sudden it's like I'm not.
Well, that's what happens because you're living in the blue states. That doesn't have anything to do with Trump.
Yes, it does.
How?
Trump is in charge of this.
If you go to Florida, you wouldn't have to pay all those taxes.
The federal government will still take the money.
No.
The federal government
In Florida, you don't have to pay all those taxes.
You have to pay federal taxes. You don't have to pay state taxes.
But why don't you move? How old are you?
I'm 39.
At 39, at 39, do you have a full-time job or a part-time job?
You could say it's a full-time job.
Is it a full-time or not?
Sure, yes.
Is it a full-time?
Yes.
You don't sound like you're sure.
Well, because I work in the service industry, so my hours fluctuate. It just depends on how many people show up to that day.
Do you work 40 hours a week?
No.
Well, then it's not a full-time, man.
Okay, then no, I don't work a full-time job.
So you don't know if you have a full-time job or not?
It's sometimes I can get the hours and sometimes I cannot get the hours. I've tried to apply for full-time jobs. I can't get a full-time job because of the individuals that are holding the keys to the gate.
Meaning what?
Meaning the people that hire, they're the ones that will allow you to get a job, and they will not grant me a job.
And
I
you
have
blame
my
Trump
own
for that?
Of why? He's part of the problem. He's the
How
president
is
of the
Trump
United
the
States.
father of the problem that somebody won't hire you?
Because he is the one that is presiding over all of the policies that let people get hired.
What?
So there's like the DEI.
How is the war in Iran keeping you from getting a job?
Because it is affecting every part of the economy. Nobody wants to invest. Nobody wants to
That's
hire.
not true.
Okay, that is true.
No, it's not.
True. Yes, it is, Jesse. And
So
there was just a report that
let's
came
do
out.
this because of time.
Okay.
How is it that Donald Trump has something to do with you going out in Idaho, not Navajo, but Idaho, and somebody in Idaho won't hire you, and you blame Trump for that?
Yes, because of the war that is going on, that is affecting every aspect.
That's not why they're not hiring you.
Okay. Well, why are there not more jobs open that have that ability?
That's not why they're not hiring you.
Okay, then can you explain to me why are they not hiring me?
Won't you ask them?
I have.
Didn't you go to be a
Multiple
missionary or something at one time?
I tried to, yes.
And what happened with that?
They didn't let me in because I didn't want to get vaccinated.
Oh, you didn't want to get vaccinated. So somebody else, it's always somebody else's fault that you're not making it in life?
No. That is not it. I am trying my hardest, and this is me bitching about it because Trump is in charge of all of this, and I've supported him ever since 2015, 2016, and he has followed through on about 0%.
I can't believe you're blaming Donald Trump for other people's action, and you still haven't given me any proof that the economy is crushed.
$40 trillion in debt. People can't get jobs. People are
That's
really
not true.
struggling.
Jobs, factory jobs, and all kind of jobs.
That's
Plumbing
not true
jobs
either.
are
They're
out
giving them
there.
to foreigners.
Factory
They're
jobs
giving
are
them to
out
illegals.
there. Plumbing job, all kind of jobs are out there.
I've tried to go into a painting place that, like, they're commercial painters, and like, hey, can I get a job here? And they're just like, you need to do this, you need to do that. You don't have any experience, so we're not going to hire you.
And so, how are you blaming Trump for that, though?
It's the trickle-down effect of Trump's policies and his agenda.
No, that's not. They're not hiring you for whatever reason. When you go in, there's something about you that they say, well, we can't hire you. That doesn't have anything to do with Trump. But because of Trump, I want to play that soundbite where you said Trump said that he didn't care, right?
Yes. Yeah, I would really love to hear that.
Okay. Let me see if I can scroll back up and find it. Hold on.
And there was a report that just came out that North Korea
here
has been taking American remote
I got
IT
somebody
jobs.
writing up here now. I can't really see
Okay.
how to. I can't see how to introduce it. Let me see. NBC News. During a speech in New York, President Donald Trump spoke about the Iran war and saying paying more for gas was a trade-off for keeping Iran from getting nuclear weapons. Stetson, can you hold? Let me take a break.
Yes.
When I come back, we'll play that soundbite, and I want to get your response to that then, okay?
Okay.
And then we're going to get to all your calls. I'll be back in a moment. The hate news with the anchor baby, back in a moment. I have Stetson on, I had to hold him over from the last hour, and he believed that the economy is crushing and that there are no jobs out there. It's hard for me to believe that Stetson believed that, but okay. And he says something like, and I don't want to misquote him, that the president said, Stetson, if I misquote you, correct me, out of Idaho. He said that at a friend, Stetson is a friend, that he didn't like it made him uncomfortable. He didn't like the fact Trump said that the economy is, that things are happening. How did you say, repeat that, Stetson?
Yes, correct. That Trump does not care about the Americans' personal finances.
Okay.
And he needs to continue to be in this war.
And you believe that's what Trump said, right?
Yes.
And you heard him say that?
Yes.
Okay, I want to replay that clip.
I paraphrased it.
Okay.
But go ahead. Yes, let's play the.
I want to play that soundbite, but I got to scroll back up so I can tell you where I got it from. Hold on 1 minute here. Oh, Lord. They put a lot of writing in my board here, so it made me lose my spot.
Yep, and I was reading what he wrote, what he said this morning, too.
This is from NBC. During a speech in New York, the Great White Hope, well, they don't say Great White Hope, they said President Donald Trump spoke about the Iran war and said paying more for gas was a trade-off for keeping Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. Here's that soundbite from NBC News.
So I just say this. So for you to pay a tiny little bit more for your gasoline, just remember you're doing it so that a very evil country cannot have, a country really, it's the #1 state sponsor of terror in the world. We don't want to have them have a nuclear weapon. So remember that when you have to pay a little bit more, you're at $4. It's okay. I'll never apologize. I did the right thing. But you could, if you didn't have, you'd be at, I had it down to below $2 in many states, but in California you can't include because they keep taxing. You lower the oil price and they end up taxing you more than what you lower it. But you just have to remember that what we're doing is a great service for the world, not only for ourselves, for the world, and we're really doing a great job. Our military is unbelievable. The blockade is unstoppable.
So where did he say the economy will crash and he didn't care?
That we just have to pay just a little bit more in gas.
For gas, yeah. You said that.
Just a little bit.
Where did he say the economy is crashing, going, you paying all this and that, and I don't care, I'm going to do this war? Where did he say that in that?
In that statement, the underlying meaning of it is
Why
like
you can't read no underlining. Where did he say what you said that he said?
Okay, then there was another one that he said a couple of months ago.
Let's deal with this one first.
Okay.
Where did he say in that statement which you said that he said? Did you hear him say it there?
What he said, yes, is when he stated that we have to pay a little bit more. It's not a little bit more. That's
a little bit more for what?
We have to pay a lot more for gas.
And $4 is not a lot more.
Then $2?
$4 is not a lot more than $6.
Okay, that was a couple of years ago. But Trump was still in charge then. But what I'm implying of what he said there is like.
But why are you implying? You're implying something that he did not say.
I don't know how else to say this. Like the cost.
Why not
of gas,
say what he said? You will pay a little bit more, $4 for gas, and be a little patient. Things going to be fine. And at one time, I had it at $3, I believe he said, $2 or $3. But you're repeating something like the liberals do, and the right or Republicans. You're saying something that he did not say.
I'm experiencing what he.
No. You're saying something that he did not say. You said the economy is crushing, and he doesn't care.
And he doesn't.
But that's not what he said, and that's not true, Stetson.
Okay. I disagree. From his previous comments of this year in May, he said that.
Yes, I just played you. You heard it from his own mouth.
I heard that, and he just. But it's like the wording of how he says it, because he's a great talker.
The word of how he said it, how clear can he say you're going to have to pay $4 for gas prices for a while?
I didn't sign up for this. I didn't vote for this. I didn't agree to this. I'm pretty sure the majority of the United States.
How did you make it during Obama and what's the other man's name? Biden time. How did you survive then?
Bush.
Everything was expensive. Everything was through the roof.
Exactly.
How did
what about
how did you
Trump
survive?
Wait.
Stay with me, because I want to get some more calls. How did you survive during the Obama and Biden area if you're in pain now with Trump?
By living very small and meagerly, and I didn't even know how bad I had it then until I woke up from your teachings, and then I realized the hell that we're living in now, and nothing has changed.
How did you survive with the Obama and Biden administration when everything was truly expensive and through the roof, and there were no jobs? Now there are jobs out there. Gas prices are down. Food prices are down. Crime.
Crime is down.
Is down.
Immigration is down.
How is it that you survived then, but you can't now?
By the grace of God.
Who?
By the grace of God.
So you're not relying on His grace now?
I am relying on His grace now. That's the only reason why I'm still able to live and breathe and get whatever food I can get, is by the grace of God.
No, that's not by the grace of job. That's due to Donald Trump.
I disagree.
Why are you giving God the grace and Trump doing the work?
No. Okay. You got me there. Fine. Okay, by the grace of Trump, he's still able to fund the SNAP benefit, and I can still go get my SNAP food. By the grace of
Aren't
Trump,
you
that
white?
he's still allowing. Yeah.
You don't even sound right. And talk about SNAP food. What the?
I know, right? That's how hard it is out here.
No,
Jesse.
it's not.
Okay. Jesse, I would like to go drive and go hunt, but it's like I lose money driving to go hunt.
You should be going hunting unless you're hunting for a job.
What about hunting for food?
Go hunt for a job and buy the food.
Go to the grocery store and go buy their poison.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus.
Yes, so I can go off the deep end on that one. But because of time, I don't appreciate how Trump is wording, or not Trump, let me rephrase that. I don't appreciate how the President of the United States is wording this, and then you just got
he like a tough father. Clapping. He said, okay, family, be patient. When you're going to have to do without a little bit for a minute, and all will be well. What's wrong with that? That's what good fathers do.
Is Trump's family doing less? Are they making less?
Why are you looking at Trump family?
Because he's the one telling us that we need to just squeeze a little bit more here and there. And how is
he
Trump's
didn't say
family
here
doing?
and there. He said the gas is at $4, man.
And we just got.
He did not say here or there. He did not, and the economy is not crushing and all that stuff.
Okay, Jesse. I will get.
I would challenge you, my friend, to go out and get a full-time job and see that you'll be just fine.
Okay, I will.
And don't blame Trump if you run into people that won't hire you. It has nothing to do with Trump.
Sometimes it actually does because I supported Trump. Yes. Oh, yes. Because I supported Trump, I lost jobs, and I supported Trump. I can't get jobs, and because I'm a white man, I can't get jobs.
But you can't blame Trump for that.
Why not? He's in charge. He's the one that says that we have all these jobs, and like anybody can go get a job, and this is a golden age.
You can.
He's the one saying.
It's not Trump people that. It's not Trump's fault that you're being discriminated against because you're white. They give it all the job to those black people from Haiti,
North Korea,
and in China. That's not Trump's fault. As a matter of fact,
Trump's in charge.
As a matter of fact, I just saw a report yesterday, I believe, where Trump is punishing the universities that bring all these Chinese in and allowing them to get citizenship or something. I forgot what it was. Or take the job. Trump is doing all he can to clean up the mess that's been made for the last 100 years with Obama and Biden. He's cleaning up them, and it takes time to clean up a mess. Have you ever tried to clean up a mess?
Yes, I have.
It takes time.
And you need to be ruthless, and you just need to fire people. And that's what I thought we were getting with Trump, which thoughts were lies. I thought we were getting the Apprentice guy where he says, "You're fired." And he just starts firing people that aren't doing their job.
You're not making any sense.
Okay. All right, then.
All right. But go and get a job and don't be guarded with you. You shouldn't be worried anyway.
I'm going to apply for these jobs, and I'm going to record them, and I'm going to send it to your producer and to show you how difficult it is out there, especially for a white man, to go and try and get a professional job.
If that's true, and it might be, I don't know, you can't blame Trump for that, though, man. What the?
Well, that's what I'm also realizing, like, oh, maybe this is why I can't get a relationship at all.
Oh,
because
Lord.
I know. But that's what, like, I stopped there. It's like, I can't even get a real job, so who's going to be in a relationship? So, like, that's obviously way down the line, but it's a trickle-down effect, and it starts with the oil and the gas.
So, hold on, I got one more thing to give you so you can stop bitching.
Okay. And I've been bitching. Trust me, like the amount of bitching I've been doing lately is out of control.
That's right. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, am I right there? Trump administration has added millions of jobs for native-born Americans while declining foreign-born employment. That's from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Now, I rest my case.
Okay. Created by the government, more false numbers.
Look at you, you're making up another thing.
It's true. Okay. Okay.
I'm surprised that you have so many excuses. You
These
don't
aren't
normally
excuses.
you don't normally sound like a liberal.
I'm turning
Are you a
into one
socialist
because
now?
I'm turning into it. AOC for president. Why not? Hey, free health care, free food, free everything, free gas.
What a mess.
I know, it is.
So I want
Okay.
you to remember that according to, read that, Nick, that Bureau Statistics thing.
Yeah, they report large gains.
And who is reporting in it?
The Bureau of Labor Statistics,
Okay.
their current population survey reports large gains in native-born employment, 2 to 2.7 million in various stretches, and including declines in foreign-born employment. Just thought it was interesting as to, what is Trump doing?
Right. And you talk about, there ain't no jobs out there. The economy is crushing. What the?
Okay. Or then I just want to say, like, then
How
do
about
some
saying
research
I was
into the-
wrong?
No, I'm not wrong. I know that. I'm living it, Jesse. I'm living this day to
But it
day.
ain't Trump's fault that you live in it.
He's in charge. I
No,
gotta
he's
blame
not.
somebody.
He's
I'm
not in
pointing my
charge of
finger at
who
him.
hire you, man.
Okay. Look at the North Koreans and their
Oh,
IT
Lord.
jobs that they
Stop
took
looking
in.
at other votes.
It's okay.
What are you saying that?
I'm just saying that it's just like exaggeration doesn't help. Like, sure, the oil prices, the price of energy has gone up. Iran situation, everyone can see the news, but the price of gas is $5, not 500. You know, like
right.
It was $5 under Biden, right? We can see the things that are happening, but exaggeration doesn't help anyone.
Well, does that make it okay?
Are you hungry right now? You need some bread.
Yes, I do.
What a mess. All right, Stetson, good to hear from you,
I'll
man.
quit bitching. Yes, you too.
All right, buddy.
Have a good day.
All right.
Bye.
Let me go to first time call out of Florida. Red, you are on the air.
Hey, Mr. Jesse, how you doing?
All this well, Red.
It's Rhett, R-H-E-T-T.
Oh, really? He got R-E-D.
Yes.
What the?
It's all good. It's
He
all
black.
good. Yes, sir. No, I'm actually white, but I'm actually Cajun. So I'm
No,
from New Orleans
he's black.
originally.
The one that took your call is black.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, Mr. Jesse, I wanted to let you know I appreciate everything that you do. Listen to you every day while we're working out here. I'm 39 years old. I want to piggyback off of the about 2-3 callers that you had in a row there about businesses and the economy and complaining about not being able to find work and whatnot.
Yes.
I'm 39. I'm a business owner. I started it out of the trunk of a car
Yeah.
and went door to door. And now my business operates nationwide.
Right on.
And into aviation and logistics. Now, something that I will say, it's not a problem that Trump has created. It's a problem that is systemic from the ages of 35 to really 35 to 45, which is my generation. They do not want to work.
Yeah.
And it's not even about offering them money. I could offer them $250 a day just to wipe stuff down. And they'll come out, work half the day, say it's hot, say it's complaining, or they'll look at the business and then say they want to start they want to start up their own business, but then they don't do anything. It's like they have this entitlement that is brought on by, I think, social media. But something that is very, very disturbing for me that I've realized that's a pattern, and I wanted to ask you this, Mr. Jesse, because, you have your business. I looked at your entire background and whatnot is very inspiring as far as to where you came from. And not trying to flatter you. I'm just, being honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And something that is kind of bothersome is that in each industry that I have my hands in, from aviation to logistics, oil and gas, from you name it, right? And something that I'm noticing is that every single person that I have contracts with, that I deal with, are the age of 60 plus, and 99.9% men. My question is to you, Mr. Jesse, is what do you think is going to happen in the next 5 years when all these men who have these businesses, who are vice presidents, CEOs, people who actually hold the money bags and in project management positions, et cetera, who work their entire lives to get to where they're at, what's going to happen? What do you see that the solution is? And what do you see happening once all these men retire and they phase out? What do you see happening to the economy? What do you see happening to society? Because I don't think it's just a whole society problem. I think it's if I can articulate this correctly, I would say that it's more of a generational problem with my generation. And it doesn't have anything to do with location. It's nationwide.
Right, it is. And you're absolutely right. Well, unless things change, and I don't see that happening anytime soon, the things that my generation and you have built up will all disappear, because young men and women have not been taught how to endure and how to make things happen and how not to be victims. And they've been taught to rely on somebody else to help them and everything. So what has been built will all disappear. And this country is just it's already becoming a third world country, and it would be totally third world country. It's going to be a mess.
Yes, sir. And do you believe, I believe that one of the main reasons is because people have strayed away from God. They say that they know God, but they don't really know him.
Well, it's not because they're strayed away from God. It was because their mother and father didn't love them, and they were not.
I agree.
They were not good examples, and they did not teach the children to be independent as they were growing up.
I agree with that 100%, because I have to credit my parents. My dad never gave me a handout, anything, never asked for one. I never expected it. But, he started out in the 1970s, with the same company, started out digging ditches, and he worked his way up to project manager until he finally retired at 70.
Yeah.
And, it's...
And
they don't build men like you. They don't build men like my dad. They don't build men like that anymore.
Because parents don't love children anymore. They pretend they love them, but they really don't. And even if you don't believe in God, you still, if you're taught by example and the parents taught you how to be responsible, you're going to be a responsible person, whether you believe in God or not. God give us the ability to take care of ourselves, but as you know, parents don't love their children, so they set their children up to become failures in life.
Yes, sir, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, that pretty much, answers my question, because it's grim. The reality is grim, and I see that when I'm looking around and I see welders and I see tradesmen and I see men that are 55, minimum 55. That's being generous.
Yeah.
And I see them sweating, and truck drivers, I'm talking guys that have Haswaffer and stuff like that delivering fuel. If you pay attention, a lot of them are old men.
Yeah, absolutely.
60 plus, and they're barely able to get out the trucks. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, then I'm looking at all the industries in aviation and whatnot, and I'm looking at it and I say, what is going to happen? Everything's going to come to a grinding halt once all these men retire, and their bodies are going to break down. Eventually, they're going to have to retire.
Well, let me just say this: I'm so out of time, but that's why they're bringing in AI, because human beings are no good and lazy and don't care. So AI is going to be doing everything.
Yes, sir. Well, God bless you, Mr. Jesse.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, and we listen to you every day, on our project.
Thank you.
So
Stay with
appreciate
us.
it.
Stay with us. Stay with us. Thank you, buddy. So I have a question for myself. I have not found the answer. And I don't know who's waiting. But I want to know, in the good old days, when boys were boys and men were men, and girls were ladies were girls, and girls and women became women, it was unheard of, for the most part. I'm sure you find weakness in any part of our, mankind on earth. But it was unheard of for men to give women money, and for women to take money from men if you were not married. It was just unheard of. It was not allowed, and your parents and others would tell the guy, don't give that woman your money. That's not your wife. You spoil her, you're going to mess the whole situation up. And they would say to the ladies, don't take money from men. You know what they want. All they want is what they want for the money. And the man would be given the money for that too. The three-letter words that hate can't say because he's a Christian. So I would S. And in the good old days, men in dating, and even when they became engaged, they did not give money. And the ladies were decent, and they didn't ask for the money nor take it. It was rare that they would even ask, because they were taught by their parents not to, and the men were taught by their parents to don't be giving women your money. It was just unheard of. And if you did hear that a man was giving a woman money and they were not married, he would automatically be thought of as being weak and pathetic. At the time, beta word wasn't around. They were called weak. Not beta, but today they're called beta. It was just unheard of in dating. I mentioned this story before. I was dating this one girl, and when I was in like 11th, I think, maybe 12th grade, give or take. And she asked me for a quarter. We had been dating, and finally she asked for a quarter because they brought in this bubblegum machine, and they were having it in the hallway there, and you can put a quarter in there and get a ball of bubblegum. And she's like, Jesse, can you give me a quarter to buy some bubblegum? I'm like, what? And we had been dating, we were having fun, and all was well. But when she asked me for that quarter, I dumped her because I thought she was just wanting my money. Isn't that amazing? And it was just unheard of for men to give women money in dating, and for women to even ask for money. And plus, I was cheap anyway, like my daddy. My daddy was cheap. But that has all changed. And it's sad, it's pathetic, and it's ridiculous that this is happening. It doesn't even make sense. Why does it make sense that today men give women money? They buy them hotel rooms, traveling expensive. The woman can say, hey, send me some money. I'm in debt. I got to pay the light bill or something. And they would send it. And not just a quarter, but thousands of dollars. And this is not just one time I've dealt with men doing this and heard about these stories. Over and over again, from all races of men that have money. What's wrong with you? I've heard a story where men have met women online. They haven't even done the three-letter word yet. And in some cases, don't even live in the same state or city or town. And the men have sent thousands of dollars to these women. And then they find out that, and they spoil the women because the women know that the man is weak. Women hate men that they can just get money from. They hate you. And they will use you, and they're laughing at you to their friends and everybody. And you're suffering because you're giving away your money. How did that come about? And it's like not a rare thing now. It's an everyday thing. What made men start doing and believe that they could just they should give women money when they're dating. Even when you're married, you should do it in a logical way. You don't just give your wife your money. She'll spend it because you're spoiling her, and she will have no respect for you. Men, you are idiots for giving your money and you're not married. And even again, when you're married, you don't overdo it. You are not supposed to do that. You set yourself up for the woman to use you for money. And then she hates you for it, but she'll take the money. Don't do that, man. Don't give your money. The most money you should spend, if you want to, is for a nice little dinner. And that shouldn't be like all expensive. A nice little sit-down talk dinner. And if she invite you out for dinner, she should pay for dinner. And if you invite her, guys, then you pay. Whoever do the inviting is the one that needs to pay for the meal. It is not manly. It is not right. It is not meant to be that way for you to give these women your money. You're weak. Really, you're weak. And the woman knows it and she hates you, but yet she uses you for the money. Even if you were doing the three-letter thing that hate to use as a Christian, you still don't give no money. If you give a woman money for the three-letter words, now she's a prostitute, a slut that you paying to go to bed with, and you're a slut maker. That ain't love, and you're never going to love one another. However that got going, stop it, guys. Do not give women your money. And if they don't like it, then you got the wrong woman. And be glad to see that and let her go. Because she's been spoiled already, and it's all about the money. It has nothing to do with love. Zero. It is not normal, guys. That's weakness. That's evil. That's pathetic. Don't do it. You're not supposed to be buying women clothes and paying their rent and taking it on trips and sending them money because they say, I don't have any money to pay my bills or I got to feed my baby. That's not normal, guys. Stop it. And now that you've been doing it, and if she get mad when you stop, be glad to see it. You with the wrong woman. And let her go. So I do want to know who told men that they should give women money for any reason. How was she surviving before you started dating her? You ain't her daddy. I want to know, where did your mama teach you that you should give your girlfriend money? Or did your father teach you that? Or did they teach you that in schools? You are creating a monster for yourself when you do this. Because it's abnormal. It's not normal. This is not the way it's supposed to be. So do what you want, guys, but as of this point, stop giving women your money. They're just using you. And they get mad because they are trying to control you. They know the moment they get mad or they don't call you or whatever, they're waiting for you to react so then they can get the money. Don't respond, don't react or anything. Then she'll come back, she'll play all kind of games to start getting the money from you again. Or the new guy. Where did it come from, baby? What made guys start giving women money that they're dating? Pay for their bills and their car notes and their rent and their apartments and their clothes and their food. I ain't got no money to feed my baby, they say, and you send them money. Where did they come from? You in the millennial realm.
I can't say. I'm in Hake's chair.
You can't say?
I'm in Hake's chair. I can't say it. The word.
Oh, because you're a hate Christian. So you don't know how that got started?
No.
Do you know men who have given women money and they're dating? They buy clothes and all that?
Some. And vacation.
Right, and vacation, all kind of things.
Not that many, but yeah.
I really want to know, how did that get started? No wonder the women are gone crazy. According to CNBC, the average cost of a date in the U.S. is $129, which included food. No, my bad, $189, which include food, drink, entertainment, transportation, pre-date grooming. 180, dating would be over.
That's a really weird line, though.
I ain't paying no $189 for no stupid date.
Yeah, but that's a really weird news snippet.
What do you mean?
I mean, just read that again. The average cost of a date in the U.S. is $189, which includes food, drinks, entertainment, transportation, and pre-date grooming. Like, you know they're trying to add everything when they add pre-date grooming. Who considers pre-date grooming part of a cost of a date? You know they're trying to exaggerate here. I'm not saying that things aren't a little bit more expensive, but you don't need to pay $189 for a date.
That's ridiculous.
Not right now.
You shouldn't pay more than a meal should cost $10 per person. Let's say you go out on a date, you shouldn't pay more than $10. What, $20? $10 for your meal at best, which includes tips, and $10 for her meal if you invited her out. But if you didn't invite her and she invited you, she should pay $10 for her meal and $10 for yours. That should be it. How you going to spend $189? That doesn't even include the gas or the parking or the tip and paying to get their hair done. What's wrong with you? I need money to get my hair done, my nails done, and you pay for it. You are crazy, you're weak, you're pathetic. Really, just weak. How did that get started? I want to know. Is it been taught somewhere? And then as soon as you have sex with her, she's going to accuse you of raping her. A sex abuse or something. What do you mean that's a...
No, I was just talking to James there. He was like, sometimes girls may do their hair, which can cost money. But I'm thinking that's a personal expense. That this headline wanted to add that in my opinion, they're just trying to make everything seem really expensive.
Because it ain't no man expense that she has to do her hair.
Like, things could be more expensive. All I'm saying is that you don't factor that in a date, in your date costs. You know, like, no normal person's doing that.
What the matter with you? The world gone crazy. I tell you, my country is not what it used to be. This is not the way it's supposed to be. Who told men they should spend one dime on a woman that you're not married to? Who told you that? They lied to you. And you wonder why men are so hated and so weak nowadays. Now you see, a woman can be accused of killing the man's 3 children. She can be accused of it. And even if the woman admits she did it, because women are not overcoming, and as a result of not overcoming the imagination, which is of the devil, they go crazy. They do crazy things because Satan is their God. And everything they do is based on what they think and feel. And as you know, all thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. But women are addicted to thinking because Satan is their God and Satan is into thinking and feeling. And a woman can be accused and according to a report, admit that she did it. The women go out and protest for the woman that's been accused of killing the children. But if a man did that exact same thing, it'll be a different story. I have a story and your phone call coming up where this female was accused of killing this man 3 children. And I guess she admitted it, according to the report. And there are women running around saying that it's them too. They'll do it. When they see this woman, Clancy, whatever her name, they're like that. See how women are admitting now they'll kill your children? And they're not being aborted. And according to reports, some of them are even blaming their husband for it, blaming on the man for female actions. If you can't blame it on the man, blame it on the rain. As long as you don't blame it on the woman, thank God there are women who are not falling for it anymore. They are starting to overcome. I got to take a quick break. Back in a moment. I want to show you what happens to women when you put them in leadership role, when they don't have the man, whether it's the earthly father while they're little or when they become adult. What happens to them when they don't have the men to guide them? Or when you put them in leadership role, these things will happen. Christ said, and I repeat, God said, because you listen to the woman, you will suffer. But you gave them the voting, so-called voting right, and put them in leadership roles, and the world gone. It's just losing it. Nothing is working because it's not the right order. You heard about this female who was accused of killing this man's children. This is from Frontlines TPUSA. A crowd of female protesters gathered outside Plymouth Superior Court, and they applaud this female by the name of Lindsay Clancy, defense attorney, thanking him for his work defending Clancy, who is accused of killing her 3 children. Look at that. That's what you want to rule when you won.
Thank you. Go ahead for Lindsay with the mental health.
They all are, in my opinion.
I don't know if you'll ever have this many women in one place at one time who may understand all of us on a level that others don't. So,
See there? These women are admitting to you. Not only will they have abortion and kill your children, they'll kill your children after they are born and up there running around. You better listen. And if you go marry them, you deserve what you get. They were pretending to be strangling.
Is that what they were doing there when they went like this?
I didn't know what that meant.
They were going like this, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, in solidarity with Lindsay, like pretend to strangle the kids? Or
Is that what they're
was
doing,
that?
really?
That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I thought it was like
Oh, it's heart hands.
Heart
Heart
hands.
hands, apparently. Oh, okay.
They have hearts,
Oh,
that's
okay.
for sure. But this is why America, another reason, America is falling to pieces. These women are in charge. And you notice that the men are becoming weaker as a result of not being the leaders. They're out there defending this woman who's been accused of killing this man, 3 children. And some of them want to blame him. Some of these females out there, I don't know if that crowd, but some women are blaming him. The defense argued that Clancy was over-medicated. This is from NBC 10.
I mean, this is more than 100 people here outside of the courthouse. And of course, this comes after what was a tense day inside the courtroom. We heard from a forensic psychologist who, aside from the doctors that prescribed Lindsay Clancy medication, I mean, this might have been one of the most important witnesses because, well, he heard Lindsay Clancy say that a voice came into her head, forcing her to commit the acts. Lindsay strangled her 3 children to death before attempting to kill herself. She says she did it because of a postpartum psychosis episode due to being over-medicated. Therefore, she is not responsible. Well, during that episode of psychosis, Lindsay said that voice came into her head and told her to do it. She told that to her husband, Patrick, in the days after the killings over the phone.
Amazing. Can you imagine going off to work? And I don't know if the guy was at work or what happened, but and you come home and your mother to your children had killed them, and she says some voice told her to do it. I believe, if that's true, I believe a voice told her to do it, that's for sure. Because all angry people have voices in their heads, and they think that is their voices, and they obey those voices, and they believe those voices, even though those voices deceive them. But that doesn't mean she shouldn't go to jail for killing, if it's true, she killed this man's children. And I think they said she jumped out the window or something after killing the man's children. The same devil that tell you to commit suicide. Oh, nobody love you. Life is not worth living. You're a failure. You don't have anything. Look at the other people. They got everything. You have nothing. You might as well kill yourself. I can believe that. But that doesn't mean she doesn't go to prison. Nothing is going to work in your life as an individual, male or female, but a return to the love of what is right first. You need a brand new heart. And she is not a victim. Lindsay Clancy is not a victim. The children are the victim. They're the one dead. They were killed according to a report by their own mother. They're the victim. And it's a lie that Lindsay is a victim. They all want to make women victims now. But they want to make the man a victim. The woman can smack him in the head or whatever she wants. But she's still the victim. You have no idea what you're doing in giving women your money, giving women permission to be victims. The gates of hell come through her. What do you think the gates of hell will open up and do to the world? And what happened to the white liberal female? They're gone crazy. Education has really driven them deep into darkness. They're really gone crazy. See how education builds the ego and makes you go crazy things? According to court records and testimony from her ongoing trial, Lindsay Clancy was prescribed 13 different psychiatric medications over a 4-month period, leading up to the tragedy. That's according to Google AI, whatever. And your point is what? The man's children are now dead. I wonder would this man ever make babies with her again. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Justin Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.